Whoa, we are good to go. Oh my God, I need to fully close my door. One moment.
Yeah, that might be good.
That was extremely unprofessional, but it's fine. Okay. We are all live. We are all ready to go. We have two guys here. Last year, these two on the right side, Brandon and Scoop, won a Super Bowl. These two on my left, me and Shane, have a shot to do it. So birds flock together, baby. Mm-hmm. Let's do it one more time. For the third year that Shane, Brandon, and I have worked together, in the 3 years we have done shows, in year 2 and 3, our teams are going to the damn Super Bowl. So I don't know what to say about that other than that is insane, beyond insane in so many ways.
It just means we have good taste.
It does mean we have good taste. And
That's it.
I think I did something with the YouTube. Hold on a moment.
What do you mean?
I accidentally closed the tab.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ. Please tell me we are still live. Yeah, we are. We are. That's good. All right, good. Well, now I know that I don't have to keep the tab open at least. Okay. I'll double check as we go. So I need to start this because I have a massive epiphany that I had while getting ready for the show.
You had a shower thought.
I had a shower thought, yeah, because I was sweating bullets during that game. As I quickly, again, I give us a minute here. I need to do some maintenance work because if I don't, I'm going to be pissed off. So hold a moment.
Pringles, what the?
All right, yeah, we're good. Okay, good. I have to do some maintenance because if we don't and we lose this whole show, I'm going to be pissed because this show's going to be great. Anyway, all right, so here we go. So I had a shower thought. I had an epiphany because we were getting ready, taking a shower, I was sweating bullets. 2 teams lost the most this season out of everybody. 1 in each conference. And I can't believe I didn't think about it during the game, but there are 2 teams that lost more than anybody. And it's not any of the teams that were in the conference championship. The first one is Buffalo. For the exact reason we talked about last week and in past weeks and everything, we were very clear about Buffalo and their stupidity and how let's list these teams really quick. Who are the teams we expected to be here? Not New England. We had Buffalo. Mm-hmm. We had Kansas City. We had Baltimore, maybe?
Yeah.
Question mark. Anybody else that I'm missing? Please, I got to be missing somebody. Denver, healthy Denver, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else? That's probably it. Okay.
On the AFC side, right?
Only AFC side, yeah. Anybody I'm missing?
Not that I can think of.
Not the Bengals, right? Because they're never healthy.
Not the Bengals, but they were kind of a Bengals is a good thought. Pittsburgh possibly
just because of Burrow, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're a poverty franchise.
They are a poverty franchise. As we get cat cam, I scoop here. So Buffalo, right? Think about the year Buffalo had, right? Think about the AFC. We talk about this every week. Scoop spearheaded this more than anybody here. Good job, Scoop. We talked about Kansas City not being here, Cincinnati not being here, all the teams we just listed. Buffalo needs to walk in, and I get it. They fired their coach. They had the worst press conference in human history, which we're not going to have time to get to, which was one of the dumbest things you'll ever experience in so many different ways. It was said all over the internet when it was so bad. The owner's stupid. We're not going to get to it today. We might get to it more in the offseason because it was that stupid. We'll probably get to it when they hire their new head coach, whoever it will be. So if I'm Buffalo tomorrow, I'm walking into that building even more disappointed than I was last week because I genuinely don't understand how you can't be Buffalo and be upset because you had every opportunity. And honestly, this New England team we talked about it all year. That roster honestly just couldn't be this Buffalo team. If everything we said with Buffalo about them running the ball better, this, that, whatever it is, there's no reason Buffalo shouldn't be in the Super Bowl. The other team that deserves to have a long conversation now more than ever about their season, because honestly, it's going to be one of the worst decisions in the history of this decade, the 2020s, which I cannot believe months later that is going to be the case, but that's going to be the case. Minnesota is going to have a long discussion about what they did letting go of Sam Darnold. A long conversation about what they did
all year.
And again, we were very clear that we were not big McCarthy fans. We weren't.
Well, Scoop is, but...
Are you a big McCarthy guy, Scoop?
No.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Wait,
we're all in agreement.
Were you saying that you're like you thought that he could be their franchise guy?
You got me confused with somebody else, brother.
There's no way. No, I don't think so.
I was the one dragging on him because of lying to get the Cowboys job.
Oh no. We were talking about Penix,
JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy. Not
Vikings
Mike
quarterback?
McCarthy.
You're talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. I got crossed up for a second. About JJ McCarthy.
About JJ. Did you think he was a franchise quarterback or no?
I did say I liked the fit there with him in Minnesota. My bad.
Okay. I mean, and again, the fit's fair. The fit part is fair, but ultimately, and speaking of the coaches, we're going to get to that next week. We have no
my
time
bad
today. No, it's fine, Scoop. It's completely fine. No, but there has to be a conversation about that decision, and a long one at that. So honestly, that's my main thing, is that realistically, I think Buffalo and Minnesota tomorrow morning are going to look at themselves with a lot of disgust. Regardless of Darnold in Minnesota and everything we've talked about with Brian Flores and those pieces, I'm just letting go to the side here. The decision to get rid of Darnold is going to be one of the worst decisions of the 2020s. And that to me is like the biggest thing. So that's kind of where I had an epiphany, is Buffalo erroneously failed. And we talked about it last week. They knew it themselves, erroneously failed. But Minnesota,
this was their best shot.
This was their best shot.
Yeah.
And for Minnesota, it's a little bit more murky because they're going to have a little more time with JJ and all these different things. But there is a reality where when we hit 2030, oh my God, we're going to be 30 years old. When we hit 2030, we're going to have a real conversation about it being one of the worst decisions in human history. But that being said, Shane, in the Super Bowl, it's got to feel good. It's got to feel special to get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was, saying Sam Darnold was not the guy, this, that, and and I had my doubts too.
We all did.
Yeah, so especially against.
I was out on them too.
Yeah, I mean, especially against the Rams. But tonight, man, Ginger Jesus was proving us all wrong. I mean, he was, ultimately he was the better of the two quarterbacks, and the other quarterback being, MVP, probably front runner, Stafford.
I just realized, not to cut you off, he has a chance to take down two MVPs. He takes down Stafford and May.
Yeah, true. So, it's just, this was a great game. I mean, the Seattle's DBs are a total liability, but some of them. Wallen.
Oh
anyways,
my God, Tariq.
Cut him, please. No,
he should have been traded.
Something, yeah. they were considering it, and now I understand why.
I don't understand why they didn't in the first place.
Yeah, no, for real. But anyway, so, but yeah, I mean, otherwise, I think the Rams had the best overall offense this year, and that was on full display today, right? And even though
the dogs are happy about it, the dogs and the cats are happy about it. Look at the noise, baby.
Even though this Seattle defense is, number one in the league in points, they still had a tough time against Stafford. Couldn't get much pressure on him. Devontae, Puka Nacua, as Brandon would say, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. But at least they did well as far as rushing defense, which is good. But I mean, when you have two of the, in my opinion, top 10 receivers in the league on your team, I mean that's pretty lethal. So yeah, but they got it done in the end, and yeah, I mean, just what a great game overall. Like,
Yeah.
It's just division rivals. They were tied in the regular season. These were, I think, in our opinion, the two best teams left. At the start of the playoffs, I did pick the Patriots to win, as much as I hated myself for doing that. But I felt they were the best at the time. But now, after going through the playoffs, I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like these two definitely took another step up. So, yeah, I think the Super Bowl is going to be really, really fun. I'll get more into that in a moment, but
and I had Seattle over New England. I said at the beginning of the postseason that the AFC was really hard. I think overall, one of the things that we all said was the AFC was kind of a crapshoot. We didn't really know what to do. But the biggest thing was that I looked at it as this piece where New England was the best coached and Seattle was the best overall team, and that's how I viewed it. But Brandon, one of the things that you said in our chat, and not to brag, but we really hit this playoffs pretty much on the head as a collective. Well, mostly you three as the analysts in this group. Talk about those pieces, because I think to have all these questions going in and all the questions we've said since week 11, I'm going to be real. Scoop and I went on a tirade for, I think, 10 weeks about, everyone's awful. Everyone's shit for some reason. And I know I'm going to get to you, Scoop, on that in a moment. But we got a lot of these things right going into the playoffs. We had a really big understanding about what these teams were. So go there.
Yeah, everything that we had known about a lot of these teams since like week 6, we said, okay, if these teams make the playoffs, this is what's going to kill them. For the Rams, we said it all year. It was how bad their secondary was. They gave up deep shots galore pretty much all year. And in this game, it was no different. So, and hell, they literally lost the game because of a last-second PI. Well, not lost it, but it was the icing on the cake.
The nail in the coffin.
So, yeah. So you had them. You look to the Broncos. Well, now, regardless, it's a little bit different because we didn't think Bo Nix was going to get hurt. But we said all year, Sean Payton's play calling is terrible. What happened in that game? It was like they were playing with like a 30-point lead. You had to do something different other than run the ball for 3 straight plays. You got to do something different. I don't care if it's 5 feet of snow out there. something's got to change, and nothing did. His play calling got worse as the game went on. The first drive was actually really good. I mean, he, Stidham missed a couple throws, but made the 2 big throws when it mattered. If you kind of just would have kept that same thing, you probably would have won this game. So the play calling kind of bit them in the ass like it has all year. Packers, we said they were heavily injured. Their secondary was bad, and especially late in games, it was really bad. Their fourth quarter defense was bad. And we said that, their play calling, Matt LaFleur kind of, gets a little bit too cute or too conservative late. And that's what killed them against the Bears. Then you get over to, obviously, Philly is the obvious one, the man that shall not be named.
Man is generous.
Yeah, the.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that out? Did I say that? Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Yeah.
No. You should be allowed to, Scoop. This is open ended. You should be allowed
but
to.
Then that's true. And then we said with the Bills, what was going to kill them, moving away from the running game and Josh Allen hero ball, because it's killed them the last 5 years. Sure shit, there it is. Niners, we said all year they were a hospital team. They weren't going to go. They had, and honestly, we shouldn't have even lost to them. I mean, we just played terrible football because of the man that shall not be mentioned. So it was the man. It was literally the stoppable. What is that? The stoppable force against the movable object. Not so it's
Not vice versa.
Yeah, it's coughing baby versus coughing baby. That's basically what it was. But the Niners, it was all the injuries all year. We said that was not sustainable.
What is coughing baby?
Remember the meme I told you about, the coughing
baby?
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Brandon also had to teach me that. I didn't know what that was until very recently.
And then
he's used to having to teach me stuff.
And then we get to the Bears. Now the Bears had a good year. Don't get me wrong; they've made a lot of leaps in this season. But with the Bears, you can't play crap football for 3 quarters and keep coming back in the fourth. It didn't work for Tim Tebow back in the day. He won a playoff game, but that was about it. It was the same thing this year. You can't play crap football for 3 quarters and expect to keep winning games. It's not sustainable. It's like how the Mets were 2 years ago in the postseason when they won every game.
Oh my God! Oh my God is right, by the way, because they would hold up the "Oh my God" sign all the time.
So with the Bears, it was too much of that, kind of like what we used to call, devil magic with the Chiefs. Now, the Bears kind of have that devil magic, but it was but realistically, it's not sustainable to play crap for 3 quarters and then keep winning in the fourth. It's just, you can't win a Super Bowl that way. You might win a playoff game and get lucky that way, like it did against the Packers, but that's about it. Then you get to Houston. Houston, what were their 2 biggest problems all year? CJ Stroud, offensive line. What happened? That's what killed them come playoff time. Jaguars, we said it. We said early on that they didn't have many flaws, that they were really good on both sides of the ball. But we said if there was one thing that was going to trip them up, it was going to be what version of Trevor Lawrence we were going to get. We got the bad version of it against the Bills. When you look at all the teams that we look at coming into this, this whole, playoff season, pretty much, all those teams lost in those ways, basically. You can't, they always say you can't pinpoint, the exact moments, but with these teams, you can see it when they play. You saw it when they played, that what we said all year was right. So it's, I know how, people were like, oh, well, this team is really good this year. Like some people had like these random, wild cards, like they had like, oh, well, I think that, I saw people say, oh, well, Green Bay can make a run because Jordan Love is back, or, oh, that Philly could make a run because, if they just figure it out, which, first of all, you're not going to keep saying you're figuring it out by week 16, 17 and win. Still win.
I have to pause you. I'm sorry, Nicole. I'm going to cough really quick. Dallas Cowboys. From week 8 to the playoff, till it went downhill, everyone was like the Cowboys. It's like
because they're always doing that because that's what gets clicks. The people who love the Cowboys are going to tune in because they want to hear you talk good about them, and people that hate the Cowboys are going to tune in because they want to hear you talk crap about them.
And the division was over. The NFC East was over in week 12. It was over by week 12,
and it should have been over 3 or 4 weeks before that.
Yeah. Then that's that's where I was like, okay, maybe we do collapse again. Here comes Dallas. But I was like, wait a minute. Then I came like, well, first of all, I left here with something. I said either Dallas will win the division, I make money because I bet on it when we collapsed. We started to collapse for 3 weeks.
Yeah. That was honestly smart. I wish I had thought to do the same thing.
Because in today's economy, like I had 20
In
bucks
today's
down in my-
economy, we're going
Yeah.
there. Jesus.
because listen, because in my
I mean, you know,
because in my
It's
FanDuel-
not unfair. It's not an unfair assessment.
because
No,
in my
it's not.
FanDuel account I had 20 bucks that I hadn't used all the way back from like early last season. So I was like, okay, well, I have 20 bucks to play with. Let me put 15 down on Dallas to win division because I could have won like 275 bucks. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll do that. So
FanDuel, please sponsor us. There
So
we go.
either way.
You got. Please sponsor us, FanDuel.
I'm not sure if they will after our episode 3 weeks ago, but
well,
Yeah, true.
But either way, I either made money or I reverse jinxed Philly into winning the division. So either way, I win. So I got the Eagles to win the division. Fine. I take
big brain
responsibility
Brandon
for
over
the
there.
division. I take responsibility because you know what's crazy? I do this all the time. Random side topic, but every time I have to go negative with my sports teams because when I do, they win. When I get confident, they always choke. It never fails.
can I jump in for 10 seconds?
What?
Can I jump in for 10 seconds?
Yeah.
So I watched about half the games this year on Discord with Brandon. I've never seen somebody be so convinced that we're going to lose when we're up by 20 with less than a half to go.
I know.
Just because I know how our second half play calling was all year. That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I would feel a lot more confident if we were a competent football team, but we weren't that all. We were winning games, but we weren't a competent football team all year.
No,
There's
we quite literally were being held up by the talent on the team.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll move to Scoop really quick because I think Scoop, you had a lot of just to overview the year, a lot of very interesting kind of oppositions to us in these different forms or these different ideals.
you.
But I think from a basis that Brandon's talking about, you
Yeah.
included, also kind of felt the same way about these teams, particularly with Buffalo, which you spearheaded. But as
Right.
a whole, I think when you overview and you think about, hey, we ended up here with New England and Seattle, what do you take away from this postseason and what we kind of did
sorry.
here?
Yeah. It's the one thing you can't predict in football is injuries, right? So the fact that we got the AFC Championship that we did, I don't think surprised anybody. You know, I don't think anybody expected that it would have been Jarrett Stidham starting for Detroit, or starting for Denver. So I think that's what really made the difference there. Because I'm sorry, but you just knew watching that game that this just felt like a game that with Bo Nix, Denver wins. And I believe if Bo Nix is even 60 or 50% healthy, I believe this is a Denver Seattle Super Bowl. Because respectfully, that game, both teams were in that game down to the very end until, I'll say this, Carson Beck suddenly became the most lucky player in football the last couple of weeks because he no longer has made the worst throw in a championship game I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god! I misread. Well, actually, I didn't. Yeah, you know what? That's a good thought. The more I think about it, the more I hear what you're saying about the Carson Beck thing.
I couldn't believe what I saw. That looked like I've never seen somebody throw a check down to a defender, but I basically was I was so confused. I really wish that we had the what do they call it, Rob, on not the Madden view. What do they call that
It's
on ESPN? Skycam, thank you. I really wish we had the Skycam view of that because it may have been the only thing that made it look more comical than it actually looked.
You know what's funny? CBS has Sky. I don't think they ever showed the Skycam replay on there. That's a really good point.
Never do.
They never show it.
I would have loved to see that. I get all 22 footage, so I'll go and look at that tomorrow because I get all 22 footage because I really want to see that. But I was just confounded by what I saw, and you could tell that if this came down to Jarrett Stidham needing to make a big play, it was not going to go in keep saying Detroit, Denver's favor in all likelihood because he was atrocious against pressure all game. I think toward halftime there was a Chiron that came up saying basically that he was 0 for 5 with a sack and a fumble when pressured. So
I'm gonna pull up because it's obviously I have my Twitter timeline running all the time, and I get all this stuff. Whether it's as you do, Scoop, as you and I both really enjoy the NFL kind of next gen stat pieces.
I love that stuff. And for anybody watching, if you don't have it and you're able to get it, highly recommend NFL next gen stats. I go down rabbit holes with that stuff on a regular basis.
Yeah, sorry, there's a lot we can get to with the Denver game, so I'm gonna get there shortly. But yeah, the next gen stats basis of this isn't even just next gen as much as it was, as you pointed out, Scoop. As we talk way too much in this chat. Holy crap! I save them too. This is ridiculous.
Rob, you're the one who sends the most posts.
This is accurate.
Yeah, you type full on novels. So
that is very true. I do.
Well, no, that's the thing. That's the thing is Rob doesn't type anything. He speaks it into his phone.
Yeah, that is true because I
can't tell where your sentence starts and when it ends.
Yeah, I don't
because it doesn't. It's like that book from 20 years ago that literally is just one long sentence for all 387 pages.
You know what's funny? When we had that conversation in the chat, there's a I think it's a Guinness World Record.
Yep.
And this guy's sentence was like 4,000 words. One sentence was like 4,000 words. I was like, that's just me personified. Okay, so next gen stats on Jarrett Stidham. Let's do no pressure. 16 of 21, 129 yards, a touchdown, 107 passer rating. Completion percentage, or this piece with pressure, 1 of 10. 4 passing yards, 2 takeaways, and a 0.0 passer rating. There you go.
That's what it feels like playing on Heisman and CFB.
Okay. I just got to say real quick. This guy, Jarrett Stidham, could not beat out old past his prime Cam Newton, could not beat out Russell Wilson until the very end of the season when Sean Payton was wanting to bench him months earlier. He couldn't beat out Derek Carr, who they also wanted to get rid of. Why? And he's started 4 games. You think he's 1-3. He's not that great. Or hasn't been great, in my opinion, at least what I've seen of him. Why all of a sudden this week was everybody like, no, he's great. He could be a starter in the league.
Can I tell you why?
Sean Payton was saying that, but then everybody else was saying that. The media and everything, everyone was like, "Well, actually, he's pretty good." I was like, "No, he's not. What are you people smoking?" Like,
let me explain. Let me explain why. Let me explain full on. So one of the things with Sean Payton, I don't know. You would know this better. With Meshane than Meshane, was there a consistent backup with Drew Brees, or did they kept kind of changing it around?
Well, I mean, it depends when. They had they had Teddy for. Well, I guess it would have been Taysom Hill technically.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Taysom,
a while, but no, I mean there was Teddy, and then there was Jameis. Anyway, I know what you're gonna say though, because Sean Payton is 9-1 or whatever that crazy stat is with backups or something.
Well, it's not. It's not just that. It's the fact that,
which is
and they talked about this on the broadcast. This was one of the smartest things that Romo and Nance talked about this year because they were terrible. Oh my god, Tony Romo said some good things today, but he went back to, I'm just gonna tell you every play, and it's just Romo, you need to go into media training this offseason.
He's out of
media
ideas.
train you.
He's completely out
lost.
of ideas.
He's lost.
Yeah.
I can't even Nance.
I never liked him to begin with.
Sounds like his playing career.
Dude, I I'm so excited for Jim Nance to do the Masters just to get away from the guy. Like it's that bad. Like I'm being serious. Like I feel so bad.
Remember the memes? Remember the memes I sent in the chat of like the AI taking over like their broadcasts, like from the ones I send you, and it's like, oh, it's like AI Jim
It
Nance.
sounds like
shut
that.
Up. Yeah, shut up, Tony.
And then you have Tom Brady, who they get a 7-yard pick, and he's like, "Oh my God, did you see that play?" I'm like, "Dude, shut up."
I mean, to be fair, I think
See,
Brady's been good.
I like that though.
I
think Brady
like
has
Brady.
personality.
So
I
annoying
think-
though. Like it gets to a point where it's like, okay, we got it. Like you're excited. This is great.
Yeah, I get.
I also
why
don't
you're
want.
upset with it.
I also don't want my football announcers in a championship game to sound like they're like doing
like
golf.
Yeah,
I don't want any
like
announcers
Romo.
at all.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
watching
that's
the game.
true.
I'm watching the game. I don't need it described to me.
See, there has to be a balance.
You've said that at least 3 times.
There's got to
Because
be a
it's
balance. There has to be a balance though, because Romo's got like he's gotten worse over the years, but like Romo's thing is like, I don't know, Jim, and then
I don't know, Jim.
and then
Yeah.
Brady has like these random moments over where he's like, oh, like he just like he goes like, oh, I'm like, okay, like,
Yeah, I don't mind that.
yeah, but
You
it's like,
just said you don't like it.
but Brady,
No.
Brady,
When he just like word vomits, it's like, okay.
Word vomit.
well, the thing
Well,
is,
he
like,
does.
Like Brady must say, "Oh," like every other play that I've noticed it. That I've noticed it more this year about like Brady's like excitement, like his O's are literally like every other play.
You
Like,
know,
you notice
like a little kid in a candy store.
that is funny because to me it's a little relatable because that's how I act when I watch football. I'm like, oh my god, every
he
other
just
play.
seems like he just loves the game. That's the thing.
Well, he
Yeah.
does.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Could you
It's
imagine?
kinda
Could you imagine if they paired up Tom Brady and Gus Johnson?
Oh my god,
I can't.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God.
I can't place
I
who
can't
that
even
is.
It's kind of like
Gus
You guys ever see
Johnson's the guy who does a lot of the Seton Hall games for you guys. He,
Yes.
He's the CFP
He
guy.
does Ohio State football. Does Fox football?
Yeah.
for college.
I'm bad
Yeah.
with names.
No, there's a lot of Gus Johnsons in sports, by the way. So I understand. Anyway,
Wow.
Shane, continue.
well, and every play-by-play commentator looks exactly the same in the NFL. No, what was I saying?
Sorry.
You were
Damn
just
it.
saying
No.
saying the approach to commentary pieces.
I hate Tom Brady T-shirt.
I
I don't mind
imagine
the
that,
guy. I just
I imagine as one of my favorite awards that we give out every year is best commentary crew. I imagine it's going to be more divisive than I thought. So yeah, I'm excited to give that out next week.
I just give the best commentary award to my brain for watching the game and figuring that out as I go.
Oh my
No,
lord.
I wish we could. Honestly, I want to give it to. I think we're gonna make it a mission and give it to Greg Olson's crew.
Yeah,
They're-
thank
they're
God.
They're that freaking good. Anyway, so I respect what commentators do. Like I always have to preface this because that's something that I want to do. Like I that's like my dream job is to do play-by-play or sideline. Like that's 100% what I want to do growing up. So I do respect what they do, and I understand it's a tough job, and that's why I'm upset with Romo, and that's why I said that. What was it last week? It's like you clearly just don't do your homework, and that's it's just a big issue. Jared Stidham, as Scoop pointed out, I could never imagine any quarterback less prepared, and this is actually intentionally going to transition to an Eagles thing really quick because Brandon, Scoop, and I'll start with you, Brandon. This is because people compare this to Nick Foles all week. It's not the same situation. It's not even close.
No.
So you start there, and then I'll have Scoop go on that.
It's not the same because it's like the media wants to paint it as that going into this game, and it's just another backup taking over for a team that could go to the Super Bowl, whatever it is. But people don't. Some people just seem to forget. And I even saw people after the Denver game somehow disparaging Nick Foles in the comments, saying because everybody was like, Nick Foles at one point was a starter for Philadelphia. He was a Pro Bowler in Philadelphia. He played in a playoff game in Philadelphia. He started in St. Louis. He started in, I believe, what was that? Jacksonville. He started for multiple
Kansas
teams.
City.
Yeah, Kansas. He
Chicago.
played
Everywhere.
He played many games. He played for many different teams and
hell are
played
you
many
doing?
games. And then you come back to Philly when Carson Wentz gets hurt. First of all, he comes back when Carson Wentz gets hurt. He comes in. He finishes the game against the Rams. They get the 1 seed in the NFC. They win the division. Then he plays, I think, was it 2 more games that season before they even get to the playoffs. So he already had plenty of experience. And also not for nothing, but if anybody ever watched Nick Foles, like Nick Foles had a cannon for an arm, and it was accurate.
It was It was starters level cannon arm forever.
Like Nick Foles. Like the one thing I can say about at least about Eagles quarterbacks in recent history is I've been blessed to watch so many of them have such a great deep ball because Jalen has it and Nick Foles had it. But because Nick Foles' deep ball was pretty, that thing was a perfect spiral and it was pretty as hell.
Yeah.
But
you saw it in that Super Bowl. I mean, there's so many majestic shots of him just
he's
guarding it, man.
Like Jarrett Stidham is not going to drop the ball in the bucket to a backup running back with 3 defenders on his back in the back of the end zone. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like Nick Foles was literally like throwing passes off his back foot perfect over the shoulder to receivers. Like not in the divisional round, but the NFC Championship game. Look at the throws he made against Minnesota. Some of those throws were lasers. That flea flicker that he threw to Torrey Smith, perfect. But in between 2 defenders where only Torrey Smith could get it. Like Jarrett Stidham's not doing that. Like that's not. Jarrett Stidham's started 4 games in 6 years, 7 years.
And by the way, I've watched 2 of those starts. He was awful in all of them.
When people forget, Nick Foles had a season where he had 27 touchdowns and 2 picks. Was a Pro Bowler. That's how good he was. Like he has a record. He's tied 2 NFL records. He tied the record for touchdowns in a game, and he tied the record for completions in a row. So, like I know people want that good story, and it's a good story to think about, but it's not the same. And then I saw people in the comments on social media saying, "Oh, well, Nick Foles had career numbers for a backup." But okay, but that doesn't pertain to what we're saying about Nick Foles being an actual starter at one point. Jarrett Stidham never was. So it's just, it's a good story. It would have been a cool story to see if Stidham, would have won this game. But like, my God, man, you're asking him to run it. And remember, we talk about how complicated Sean Payton's offense is to run.
Oh, dear God.
Balls are to run. So like, you're asking a guy who sucks at quarterback to run the most complicated system in the NFL. Yeah, okay, that's gonna work.
And the thing is, obviously, you're talking about the experience that Foles had, but it's just
it matters.
It matters. It matters 100%. And I just Scoop, I'm going to go to you on this because I'm sure you're looking up.
Hi.
You're the stats guy. I'm sure you're looking up a lot of what Foles did. I mean, look. That's what I was going to say. I wanted New England to win this game really bad because that would have sucked for our viewership for NBC. That would have been awful. I mean, that would have been terrible. I can't even imagine. But no, I'm sure you're looking up the statistics, Scoop. But like you go for a few minutes on just how different Foles was in that time in Philly and just throughout his career, because it's just a much different story.
I mean, yeah, I think that, and I think that's even putting it mildly. I think that it just when you've got you had Stidham, who he technically had one quote unquote start in his career, but with New England, but it wasn't credited as a start because Drake May started the game, and then after one attempt is when Stidham went in. So
I remember that, yeah.
So he technically quote unquote didn't start that game, but he essentially played the whole game. But it's just, aside from that one game, which was at the very end of the season, any attention, for lack of a better word, that he's gotten in an NFL regular season regulation game, he's just not had, like, again, I'm sorry, there's a reason why he's been like a career backup, basically, or
bounced around.
And and I think people were making too much of the fact that Sean Payton basically, I know that they were saying they gave him a lot of money to be the specific, backup. So he clearly really trusts him or whatever the case may be. And that's great. Like, and I think we can see evidence as to some of that, at least. I think we saw glimpses today as to why that was the case. But again, there's a very major difference between bringing somebody in, and then I'll go back to what your question actually was. My apologies.
Please.
But there's a major difference between bringing somebody in because you trust them as a backup and, okay, go win the NFC or the AFC freaking championship against the Patriots, against Mike Vrabel, and against somebody who people really like in the shoes following the shoes of Tom Brady. That's all I'll put it that way. Right. But then to go to the Nick Foles thing, I mean, Brandon was hitting a lot of key points. This was a guy that had 6 different teams, give him at least a chance to start one game, and obviously by far and away his most success came in Philly. Brandon talked about the 27-2 season that he had in 2013 under former coach Chip Kelly. But the fact that, he went from there, he had not a very great season, but he had a decent enough season with the Rams, went to the Chiefs, obviously ended up having one of the most historic comebacks with Philly. But even after the Philly situation, he jumped between Jacksonville, Chicago for 2 years, and then the Colts. Chicago started about half the games that season, and that was the COVID year when things were very weird. And let's be honest, when it comes to offense, things are always weird in Chicago. So you put all these things together. That he had gone through a lot more adversity on an NFL field, gotten through that adversity. He was just a lot more battle tested as a quarterback, and not only a lot more battle tested, but a lot more battle proven. So, it was obviously a great story that he got the Super Bowl 52 win, and I don't think he'll ever pay for another meal in Philadelphia because of it. But at the same time, there was a difference between that and what was already on his resume versus the situation that they asked Jarrett Stidham to be put into today. And I think for what he was put in, I think he did admirably until, again, perhaps the worst throw I've ever seen. But you had to look at this with reasonable expectations. And I mean, even as somebody who had been saying all week that I genuinely thought that there was a chance that Denver could pull this out, that wasn't because of sudden belief in Jarrett Stidham. That was because of knowing what their defense was capable of. That was because of, especially when I found out that the Patriots, for whatever reason, were staying an extra day, so we're going to have a day less to adjust to the altitude in Denver. It was knowing it was basically knowing that Denver had the roster that the Patriots don't. So right. Again, even if we still like guys even if we do like guys like Seagon and things of that nature, I still don't think we're suddenly thinking that this is a stacked roster. This is a loaded team. I still don't think we're saying that about the Patriots. So I think that I think you had people like me who thought that Denver had a shot in this game, but were doing so for reasons other than suddenly thinking, Jarrett Stidham's got next. Like I think anybody who doesn't need LASIK surgery would have been able to tell you that he definitely was at a decided mismatch for them.
You know what else I'm thinking of too, though? Like, I just looked this up because I wanted to make sure that was right. I mean, I knew Nick Foles had plenty of starting experience, but we're talking about Stidham. Stidham started 4 games. Right. Nick Foles started 39 before that playoff run in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a bit. That's almost 3 seasons worth of starts. So,
he had started that many. He had done it for 3 different teams, and he had done it for what? What was it? I think it was 5 different coaches by then because he had played for both Reed and Kelly by that point, and then Peterson.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Different systems, different things. And I'm going to be real, and I kind of felt this going into the week. Because I texted you guys when we heard the Bo Nix news, I was like, don't be surprised if they don't work out some quarterbacks to figure this thing out. And they didn't. All they did was, hey, Ben DiNucci, you're on the CBS HQ set. You've been in this system before. We'll bring you in as a backup. That's all we're going to do. And that happened Monday morning. And I just looked at it the whole week and I was like, I genuinely was like, putting Stidham in this situation is malpractice. It's coaching malpractice. It's disgusting. Like, I'm going to be 100% honest. I think it's disgusting.
Who else was on their depth chart quarterback-wise?
That's it. That's all they had. Because I'm talking non-practice squad, Scoop.
No, I know.
The only guy they had left was Stidham. Then they brought in DiNucci, and that was it. That's all they did.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering. Is like, I don't even know who they would have brought in. Like, at that point, you're asking somebody basically to do a Mayfield in LA on steroids.
I'm gonna shoot out some crazy examples. I'm gonna shoot them out. Cam
Drew
Newton
Brees.
was no, he doesn't have the arm for. No, I'm thinking Cam Newton could have gone in and done a better job, even though he's been out of the league for a while. And
I don't know about that.
I question that one.
He's too much of a bonehead.
Okay,
Because
easy
what's his famous
example.
phrase?
Easy example. And I don't know why no one has done this year. Ryan Tannehill's not retired.
Yeah,
he sat in free agency. He sat in free agency all damn year for no reason.
That's the one name that I thought they should go after.
Unless I'm crazy and he retired
No, I
at
agree
some
with
point
you.
this year. No. Unless I'm crazy and he hasn't been. The idea that you have a guy with, and I get it, he wasn't great in that AFC title game. The idea that he was available all year long and just sitting on his couch is awful. Like, it's just awful. I don't, and I get it. There was some concerns about, if he was fully back in the game or whatever, he would have jumped at that opportunity and honestly been in a better situation.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, no, he doesn't have the arm. And obviously,
Brock Osweiler.
Oh my god.
Brock Osweiler, who's actually pretty good at media too. Okay. So the other thing is, a lot of these retired guys that you guys are mentioning, I have no idea what the protocol is for them to get reinstated during the playoffs. I don't know what the deal is. I have no idea. I think it's much harder than in a regular season. I have no idea. I don't know. But
yeah.
aside, so this is the biggest thing that I missed. The Patriots and a bunch of other teams bid for Stidham this offseason for his backup services. And Sean Payton overbid by, I think, $2 to $3 million. And again, like, Sean Payton was one of those people. And if you remember, this is the other piece of it. If you remember Bo Nix's rookie year, that first little bit of camp, I think Stidham was there. I believe, I could be wrong. There was a point at some point during training camp where there was an actual competition between Nix and Stidham. They really did that for at least 2 to 3 weeks. I never got the obsession with Peyton loving the guy. And honestly, I think as a backup, it was fair. But the idea that he would start somewhere, and I feel bad for the guy, because if he won this game, even if he played like crap, he would have gotten at least $30 million from a team and started next year.
Oh.
I'm just going to be honest, because teams are that stupid. I'm just going to be honest. And the Nick Foles thing's a little different, but Jacksonville took kind of a leap on him that 1 year that they got him. But this would have been an even bigger. I'm telling you, it would have made bank. I mean, it's Matt Flynn, right? He would have made a ton of money.
The most recent example of this would be Justin Fields.
Yeah.
A
Like
little
he-
bit, yeah.
He does whatever the first 6 games, and the Jets are like, "Oh, here's 2 years, $30 million." Like,
Exactly. So
You
he
know,
lost a lot of money.
something like
but
that,
again,
yeah.
but again, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what the free agency landscape looked like. I assume Tannehill was available. I'm sure there were some other pieces that were available that I'm not going to take the time to look at right now. To me, Shane, you're a QB coach. I mean, how do you prepare a guy in this? How do you do it? I mean, is there a way
it's
to prepare a guy for that situation? Like, honestly.
well, yeah. I mean, I think ultimately, unless it's somebody that was already familiar with Sean Payton, it's your best bet was still Stidham, as crazy as it sounds, because this is a guy who it's not like I can't think of any particular coaches at the moment, but there's some coaches that really simplify their offensive terms. For instance, they did this with Cam Newton in Carolina because he couldn't figure it out. They seriously, like they oversimplified everything.
Yeah, they did, and that's how he started getting good. Is that they literally just oversimplified all of it.
But Sean Payton, I mean, if you I know you guys have heard him mic'd up when he's saying a play call. It's all right. 13 Z, Devery Henderson, Chris Ivy, Green Right Nasty, Z Peel Fake Slash 37 Buster Bluff.
It sounds like
X
a white girl Starbucks order.
You know
exactly. I had Starbucks
How
today.
the hell
exactly.
did you have that all memorized?
I mean, it's a long story. It's
I'm gonna need this story at some point.
no, basically you just because NFL play call or not NFL football play calls all follow a sequence,
Right.
and so it's just some people happen to have more words than others.
Jesus.
But for example, Sean Payton. But Payton, a lot of times too, it's like he'll say the whole play, X post, Y bite, kill, 53 power,
Titan left.
right.
Yeah.
So, which is,
Switch the
that's
play
like-
call on the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage if you need to. Yeah.
yeah, so you can get up to the line and say, hey, kill, which that means, okay, now we're going to this play. Anyways,
And by the way, Stidham did that a lot today, like a lot.
yeah. Yeah. So, that's, I think getting somebody brand new to try and figure that out in a week would be a little crazy. Unless it was, like you were saying, Baker Mayfield to LA, who has eidetic memory. Then okay, maybe that could work. But
they drilled him. Like he told the story. He like landed in LA on like a Tuesday, and they drilled him for like 2 days.
Remember that famous video of Stafford and Sean McVay was just going. He's like, all right, enough.
I got it. I know what I'm doing.
he's still going.
He's still going.
Yeah.
I'll find the video right now. It's such a great
But-
video.
Anyways, yeah. So, when you have a coach who has that complicated of play calls, it's like you don't like. I don't think you're going to be able to get somebody in that short amount of time who's going to be able to figure all that out. So,
Yeah. All right. Here's the. I can't, why are we doing a Rams clip when the Rams lost? This is sad. Okay.
Well, they were involved tonight, so
yeah.
Hey, speed left edge Zach. All right, it's going to be American Exchange. Can it, all right, with 3-jet rib, Z Brownie. Oh, easy, listen. 13 duo attempt. Yeah, here it is. Woo, I got it. Please, stop.
13 duo.
please
That's
stop.
interesting.
Oh my God, he's still going. Hey, he's still going. Hey, snatch this. If you get it, right? I mean, he's still going. You're 1.5 yards from an edge split in the middle. I mean, this is unbelievable what I'm doing right now.
I've heard this video, or I've seen it rather.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've
That's what I
Shane,
was talking about.
what did you gather from that video? I guess from a technical perspective, because I see you smiling there about that whole thing.
Well, no, he's just so he was calling a lot of he kept changing the personnel. That's what was happening because he was like saying a certain combination of numbers, then 13 duo, and then so he was. So it wasn't one long continuous play. He was saying it, and then actually no, let's do the
This.
but, no. So
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
So.
Let me quickly see if I can find one of Sean Payton's weird ass calls that he does.
I have one saved on my laptop.
On your laptop, how am I going to get that to work on here?
Oh, I thought
Can
you
you
were just
send
asking
it
me
to
to
me?
read it off.
No.
Asking me to read it off.
No. I was going to find one to play on air.
Oh, my bad.
Let me see if I can YouTube it and send it to you. Let me see.
Yeah. Like there's one that's just insane. Oh my god, I searched it up, and it was and it was Sean Payton's play call being irritating. That was the first thing that popped up.
I've typed that a handful of times.
Here's Drew Brees explaining how the play calling works.
Yeah.
I love this.
I think this is the most fascinating part.
Drew Brees played for Sean Payton for 14 seasons, but he still remembers what it felt like when he was just learning how wordy and complicated Payton's offense is.
Man, your head's spinning just to get the play call out. Example of that would be like green left twin, Z short tight, pass 37 Buster Bluff, naked right, Y fluty sting, X spear, kill, 53 Titan left.
I remember looking at what I thought was gibberish, and it was a completely different language than I had learned.
Stem to queen, fix right, no brainer freeze, alert the cheese.
The first thing I ever learned when I got to this offense is you have to memorize calls. By the way, he only calls it one time, so if you miss it the one time, you better not go like this or he'll freak out on you.
Drew Brees.
So there's that. Shane, do you have anything to say on that? Because that was Chase Daniel, the longtime black backup at the beginning of Drew Brees' career. I can't even speak.
Yeah, it's. I mean, every team uses the same. There's like the generic terms teams use.
We're so
God. Man.
teams use for past concepts. Like earlier tonight, I was talking about mesh, right? So like every team is going to call it something a little different, like so just so that way they can call it out, like at the line of scrimmage or wherever, and defense isn't like, oh hey, they're running mesh, Instead, you might say like Jose, then they're like, "What's Jose mean?" Or what? Not Jose, but just like it could be anything. Ice cream could be zebra, whatever. I don't know. So yeah, no, that's so that's what all those different terms are. That's like, what's that supposed to mean? Same thing with what was it? Brian Dable, when he was quizzing Jaden Daniels on the whiteboard, he says 64 Charlie, and it was basically just a crosser pass. So then they called it Charlie. So it's just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell does alert the cheese mean?
I have
Alert the cheese.
alert the cheese.
Sounds like Packers play call.
It sounds like
maybe.
a short. I think it's a short. I think it's like a short pass or something. Do you guys want to hear Kirk Cousins freaking out about a long play call?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lot of words. Sparta pack left, aim short. Dummy, pistol, trips left tight. 2 jet, watch how it calls Z swing. Gun, east right slot stack, run past 3 jet, chip, X Cato, Y lock.
F mode, a trick, cluster right tuna, scram, X steel, Y cash, cannon to jacks, left cash, H bronze.
Let's go. East right slot
That sounds like
stack
multiple
is the
different plays.
formation. We got pistol.
Yeah, that's
We
what I
got
thought.
pistol.
Yeah, this is multiple different stuff. I didn't realize that this is all. But anyway, I'm gonna keep going here.
X steel, Y cash, cannon to jacks, left cash, H bronze.
Let's go. East right slot stack is the formation. We got pistol. You gotta start with pistol or gun under center. All right, here we go. Watch right tight. Formations.
Trick would normally
That's
be
easy.
a 3x1 set.
Tells everybody kind of where to line up at.
We're not just going to line up in, we're going to F mode to it. So it's F mode, a trick, cluster right.
Tag what the play is. Run past 3 jet is the
And
protection.
then from there, I have to think about the reads.
Unless I change the protection. Other tags on top of that, they're telling certain guys what they're doing.
We want him outside of Justin Jefferson.
Usually Kelsey, he's gonna run fake when we lock
We
it.
say Y cash, the Y's on the
And then the chip is just a little extra
Z
protection.
would be over the ball.
Faking the deep cross, flipping it back out.
Down to Adam.
That's why this play call get a little long. That's simple enough.
Play call's getting a
th-
little long.
Thank you, Netflix, for that. No, but as you see, it's just long gibberish that most people wouldn't fully understand, which I think is just fascinating, honestly. Overall,
There is
That-
a structure though that you learn,
follow.
you know, and then once it's one of those things where it's like it sounds complicated, but then once you understand like what everything means and how it goes together, and it's like, you know,
Yeah, and,
Well, because one of the things. Sorry.
No, please go, Scoop.
Well, I was going to say, because one of the things that they say, which makes a ton of sense, is that, each position group or each, person involved in the play call, they listen for a specific part, which,
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yep.
which makes a ton of sense. It's just, for me, I'm thinking of having to, as the quarterback, I'm thinking they don't get to just listen to one part. So I'm just thinking of that. And I just
Yeah,
having
that's
to
what
do
the
that
wristband's for.
having to do that for 15 years. I don't know how Drew Brees' head didn't spin off.
Well, I mean, with the same coach all those years. But Shane, I think what's interesting is we talked about this with Kurt like about a month and a half ago, is him actually thinking as a quarterback, okay, what's my first read? What's my second read? Like it's that also that memorization at the line of scrimmage where what are my reads? And then I have to look at the defense, think about what I'm going to do there. Where's the mic? All these. So there's a lot of stuff happening at this point in time that is in a quarterback's mind, and we just showcased that there. And thank you to
What's
all
the
those
wristband?
folks there.
You know
The
how
wristband is
quarterbacks
part
wear
of
like
it.
a big wristband?
Yeah, but I don't know what it does.
Oh, it has like basically has different plays in it, like formations, protections, stuff like that. So that as he's saying it, you can kind of look, okay, and then you can just say it that way.
Spit it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
It's like a little you like if you ever go take a test and you can bring like a little note card cheat sheet.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that.
That's exactly what
Oh.
it is.
Good stuff. Okay, cool.
All right,
Yeah.
Shane, I'll let you finish up this kind of impromptu seminar that we just did because of Jared Stidham being terrible. Sorry, Jared. I'll let you finish it up by talking about why these receivers are so open in this incredible rivalry of Seahawks Rams we've had this year, but also JSN in particular that led Seattle to a Super Bowl appearance.
Well, with Puka and Devontae, they were more open just because, not because they were schemed to open necessarily, but because they just were bigger and better than Seattle's DBs. Because the windows were not that big, but Stafford was placing it perfectly, and they were making great contested catches. But JSN, I mean, there were multiple times this year today in particular, where, there was nobody around him. And a lot of that is, when we've talked a lot about how offensive play calling is about taking advantage of or manipulating defenders to go to a certain area and leave space open. So on that touchdown at the end of the first half, I think was the best example of this, where they scored and it made the game 17-14. And what did I just do? Okay, never mind. So this was what they were in here. First of all, does anybody recognize this formation? We've discussed it before. The Seahawks love it.
I would by the way, guys, I would recommend putting kind of minimizing your tab because I know we're a little jumbled here.
Yeah, it's kind of what I have to do because I couldn't even see it, and I'm afraid that my screen's gonna go black because every time I minimize it and I get the full picture of you guys, my screen would just cut out.
No, you're fine. I can't think of it.
This is flex right, squeeze closed. So this is how they start. As you can see, they've got they're in nickel. Okay, 4 linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 DBs. They look so the field side corner and the boundary corner are about 10 yards deep. So you know that they're either going to be cover 4 or it's going to be cover 2 Oscar. Spoiler alert, it was the latter. So, basically, what that does is it means that these corners are in man. And this particular man is Meg, which we talked about last time. Does anyone remember what that stands for?
I did.
It's like man, but only in a certain zone kind of thing.
Man, everywhere he goes.
He goes. Yeah, if he goes to the bathroom, you follow him. Yeah.
If he goes to take a piss, you go give him a toilet paper when he's done. All right. That's what
that part I remember.
Zip it up when you're finished.
Yeah.
That sounds like what you said to Chris Collinsworth.
That's how.
Jesus.
So here's what's interesting about this. As you can see, they run this concept where Barner, tight end, he's the Y. He runs a short out. Cup runs a dig to the medium part of the field. Shaheed, the Z, runs an in, a deep in. Do we remember what this concept is called? Where there's 3 guys going
Levels?
to one side.
Yeah.
No, flood.
It's the Rams' bread and butter, and Seattle used it against them, and I was laughing my ass off. Here's what's unique about this, though. So over here you have the X, which is
that should be your 1, no?
Your primary receiver.
Who's the name?
What? That's JSN.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
I just want to make sure we know. I want to make sure we know our X's and O's.
Yeah.
That's just knowing who the number 1 receiver on your roster is. And sorry guys, unless you're the Eagles and don't put him in that position, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Didn't.
Yeah, didn't put him in that position, which is
so. He starts in flex right squeeze, okay, but then pre-snap he motions over to right about here. He almost looks like a fullback. Lined up like where a fullback would be. And then from there, ball snapped, and he runs a pylon corner.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this play now.
Yeah,
Absolutely beautiful play design. Let me tell you why. So these guys over here, it all has to do with these two DBs, field corner and nickel corner. They're in cover 4. JSN is not open in the end zone. Free safety and nickel are both probably there. But since Chris Shula was not on his A game tonight, that's not what happened. So, sorry, I'm good.
It's right though. It's not wrong.
Yeah. So, when you got a guy as fast as Shaheed, field side corner is on him. Remember, Meg. He cuts in this way. He's like, oh, shit. So then he starts running over there. So now, and then nickel
Oh
corner.
my God! There's your eagle sounding, Osprey sounding laugh.
And
Oh
then
my God!
Nickel's on F, which is Cooper Kupp.
I love that laugh. By the way, it's amazing. It's the golden
pretty
laugh of America.
Oh, I almost dropped my whiteboard.
It's America's laugh, is what it is.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Nickel's on F, which is Cooper Kupp. So then he gets drawn this way. Cashman's in this area. So these guys are all covered because they see everybody going this way. So Flood can do one of two things. Either it can create an opening over here because you only have 2 defenders in the area if you're in cover 4, right? That's what would have happened in this case. If it was cover 4, it would have been Barner probably, or running back, who would have been open. But since it's cover 2, instead it's the guy going this way, who's in this case who's open, because everybody gets drawn that way, and then there's just this wide open space right here.
Mm-hmm.
And Cashman doesn't pick up on it because Cooper Kupp is in front of him, and JSN's not exactly the biggest guy. Cooper Kupp's like 6'3", so he sees this big dude coming right at him, and he's like, oh, better, do that. And then JSN just kind of sneaks right by. So that's one of the reasons why JSN is so open all the time, is because he's schemed open really well. But he's also, it's not that he's the fastest guy, but he's just, his feet and the way how do I describe it? The way he uses not only his feet, but his hands and arms to reposition his body are really impressive. Because what I mean by that is, and this is something I teach wide receivers and DBs all the time. You can use your arms to throw yourself in a particular direction a lot more than you think. And that's something that he does really well, is he is very deceptive about looking like he's going to take you this way, but then it goes, and being able to just stop on a dime. But he's also, but he's also just, he's just amazing at contested catches. And so,
that one-hander was beautiful.
Oh my God. That was
majestic.
Yeah.
Majestic.
It was like on his fingers too. But anyways, so yeah. No, that's I think that's just the brilliance of a guy like Kubiak, recognizing that, okay, this guy is clearly our most talented guy out wide, so let's make him a nightmare for defenses. And
can someone please do that for Devontae Smith next year?
Not wrong.
Yeah, but that's I will say though, scheming a guy open, it's a lot easier to do for the X than it is for a Z. And
Is that
I'm not
just
saying
field
Devontae.
positioning.
Well, yeah, because it's a couple things. I mean, first of all, the Z is on the boundary side of the field, which is the shorter side. So there's less room, but also it's the X receiver is more designed to spread the defense horizontally, whereas Z is meant to stretch the defense vertically. So, it's just like it's a little easier to, because I mean, so many teams play with two high safeties, and so they're just,
Excuse me.
No,
You're
you're
good.
okay, Scoop.
but anyways, so
Where the hiccups come from?
Probably drink my coffee
What?
too fast.
I've done that. Yeah. Well, Scoop, to help you out, I'm going to have you
Oh,
lead our last section. Oh my God, Cat Cam! Woo!
Nope. You're in the way, and you bit me. You're done. All right. What were you saying?
All right, I'm going to let you lead our final conversation of the night, since you haven't got a chance to lead us throughout here. Okay. First things first.
Oh, for crying out
So
loud.
it's oh my God, the Cat Cam is real tonight. Okay, first off, we are doing our final guess the line of the season.
Okay.
Super Bowl 60 on it 6:30 on NBC. Oh my God, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC, 3:30 Pacific time, of course, here on the West Coast since it's in San Francisco. Guess the line, Super Bowl 60. Scoop, what are you picking here? What are you taking?
Here, hang on one second, because I honestly didn't hear a word you said. So,
No, it's fine. Just guess the line for the Super Bowl. What do you think it is?
oh, okay.
As of right now, it just opened. What is it?
Okay. So, I'll go
Oh,
with.
it didn't just open. It didn't just open. It moved. It already shifted.
Oh my
I'll let you guys
god.
know. It already shifted.
Okay. I'll say Hawks minus 4.5.
All right. Who's next?
You read my mind, Scoop. That's where I was going.
I'll say 3.5.
And you know what? Just to be different, because I agree with Scoop, but just to be different, I'll go higher. I'll say Seahawks minus 5.5.
This is unbelievable. The opening line was Seahawks minus 3.5. It is now currently Seahawks minus 4.5.
Okay, good. So we're all on the same page then. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We're gonna add an extra one here. Total points.
Oh God,
Over
I hate
under
this.
what?
I hate these.
I'm gonna say, you know what? I'll say, given how these teams can score, I'm gonna say it might be low, but I'm gonna say 51.
I'll say 45.
Sugar snap. I can't even talk. You said bleh. You said total points.
Total
Yeah.
points.
Oh God! And what numbers did y'all two say?
I went high. I said 51. I think Shane said 45.
I'll go in between y'all two. I'll say 47.
Holy whack-a-mole in a ball. 46.5.
Oh, that seems low. That seems too low to me, though. That seems too low.
The money line, Seahawks minus 230, Patriots
That's
plus 190. Is Scoop alive? You are alive. I didn't see him move.
I'm gonna check the polls. Pringles.
I don't even know where Pringles went at this point, but she's not biting me, so I'll take it.
Okay. Scoop, your Super Bowl preview. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, excuse me. Sorry. First off, the most important part of it all. Congratulations, Shane and Rob, the two
Yeah,
Hawks
baby.
fans.
you.
At least a bird from the NFC got into the Super Bowl this year. So
The Falcons?
you guys know that it seemed like it a couple times this year. And you guys know, as I was saying all along, if it wasn't going to be Philly, I was rooting for Seattle to get into it. So, but again, and as Rob mentioned earlier, all of us, in one way or another, pretty much said all year long, we were just like, okay, are we actually not out on anybody at this point? Because I mean, even Seattle and New England, I think a couple of us.
Oh, I was out on both. I was out on both of them in like week 11, and then I was back in like week 15. It was stupid.
Just when they thought you were out, they pulled you back in. So
yes, 100%, 100%.
But so in any event, both of these teams, it's and first and foremost, let me say, to use what's kind of become a cliche quote. My apologies, Sam Darnold. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Me neither. I'm going to be truthful.
Because if you told me 2 years ago that Sam Darnold would make the 2026 Super Bowl with the Seahawks, I would have thought that you had just had a stroke. I was, but again, really impressed with the coaching job by Mike Macdonald. We are all fans of Mike Vrabel as a coach. We all think he's one of the top coaches in the game. But that being said, I think that Mike Macdonald's going to bring, everything he can to go to try and match Vrabel here. He's definitely the less experienced head coach, but I think that he's going to give as much of a run for his money as possible. We've talked about Kubiak's influence on the offensive side of the ball, and we've been able to see it out there, obviously, with not just Darnold, but who's rapidly become, I think there are arguments to be made, literally the best player in football right now in Jackson Smith and Jigba. And again, it's so fascinating because I feel like often you get these teams or these types of Super Bowls where it's the roster you like more versus the coach and quarterback you like more. And
that's exactly what I did. That was the only way I could think of this pro season. Yeah, that was the only way.
We've gotten it so many times. We got that with Chiefs 49ers. We got that with the last time we got a Seahawks Super Bowl against the Broncos. We've gotten this so many times in my life, and I feel like we've gotten it again. People may like the Vrabel-May coach and quarterback combination more, but I think most people would agree that we like the roster better for the Seahawks. I think this is going to be a great Super Bowl, to me, it is going to come down to really what do they cause Drake May to have to do with as much shutdown as possible? Are they able to, take away some of Drake May's, best weapons and are they able to make him uncomfortable early? Because we saw it at the end of a couple games recently, we saw that he tends to get a little bit under duress. And while he's still one of the better young quarterbacks we've seen at that, that's kind of the best way to get to him because he's definitely not out. He's not out there with a depth of weapons where it's, okay, if you just take down one guy, he's still got three other options. They don't have that type of a roster. They don't have that type of an offensive line. We like a couple of the guys on defense like Christian Gonzalez.
Quack.
Yeah, so we like a couple of his guys on defense, but again, we're really a lot of what they've done the last few weeks has basically been a very Josh Allen-esque. Here, go play hero ball, Drake May. And I think that he'll be up to the task, but I do think that he's going to have to shoulder a lot of that load himself because again, none of us have really loved the weapons that he's had on offense, and I don't think that today's game where they narrowly beat Denver, I don't think that suddenly changed it for any of us.
Yeah. What's your prediction? Give me score and who wins Super Bowl.
So score. So I did just say 4.5, right? So I said 4.5 with 47 points. So by virtue of that, that would be somewhere around 26-21. 26-21 is I think what I would say. So I'll go 26-21. Seahawks win.
All right, Brandon, you're up. What's your preview?
I think that one of the things that is going to be really important here, because New England's been able to get to the passer this postseason so far. But what I feel like Seattle kind of has to do, and it's been working, is keep feeding Kenneth Walker. Keep feeding him, because no one can stop him right now. So it's, we were worried coming into this game, what would it look like without Zach Charbonnet? I was like, I'm not worried. It's Kenneth Walker. Do you guys forget who he is? I'm like, Kenneth Walker was a guy coming out of college I wanted desperately in Philadelphia. I just love everything about his game. He doesn't go down at the first sign of contact. He fights for every yard. He's got explosiveness. We've seen that. He has everything you could want in a running back, and things he just fits, Seattle. Kind of like, he's not Marshawn Lynch with the whole beastquake, but he can break 3 or 4 tackles on the way to the end zone and shake people off. And I feel like, I just want to make sure I got the stats right, because I know last game, not this game tonight, but last game he had 6.1 yards of carry and three touchdowns. I mean, listen, it was against the Niners team that was banged up to holy hell, but it's still 6.1 and 3 touchdowns is 6.1 and 3 touchdowns. And then today, listen, it wasn't great late in the game. His numbers kind of plummeted late in the game because Seattle was kind of just trying to kill a little bit of clock late. But still had a touchdown today. He's got 4 touchdowns in these playoffs. So he catches the ball really well in the backfield. And they kind of have that sweet spot where they don't have to use him as a bell cow, and they don't really do that anyway. But I think that you need to give him anywhere between 15 to 20 touches in a Super Bowl. If you give him less than that, I don't know if you can win. If you give him more than that, that kind of means that Darnold might be a little bit off his rhythm, and you need to kind of reestablish it with the run game. So I'm thinking he's going to probably end up with somewhere between, just based off what I'm seeing here, somewhere between, I would say 16 to 18 carries is probably the sweet spot that we're gonna see here. He's had 19 back-to-back weeks, but 16 against 16 the first time against the Niners, 15 against the Panthers before that. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I feel like a meteorologist talking about the weather.
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't want to be talking anything nearly about this weather today.
Yeah, no, that's the whole other story for another day.
Oh,
but
that's I added that as a secret topic that's coming up.
Ooh!
Sorry.
Oh wow!
But-
Wow!
Listen, I didn't even know that was
Mickey Mouse now.
I didn't even know that was coming. So that's it's pretty good that I actually kind of pulled that out of my ass.
Curveball sandwich.
But yeah, and I knocked it out the park.
A Garrett Cole curveball. There you go.
Oh God.
Please no homers on that one.
Yeah. But I think Kenneth Walker is going to be a big part of their success. He's been the big part of their success the last 2 playoff games tonight and against the Niners. And I think we talked about your guys' O-line not being great. I don't think it matters. I don't think New England can get enough pressure on Sam Darnold for it to matter. They can get to him, but I don't know if they can get to him enough.
It's just Anthony Bradford. Other than him, they're fine.
Yeah, it's really Bradford.
I mean,
I
really,
know. Yeah, I know you guys are a little bit concerned about it, but I don't see a problem. I mean, the only guy you're gonna have to worry about on that D line really, and Scoop knows this, is Milton Williams.
Right. Milton's been amazing.
But so I'm glad that there's I'm glad there's at least one bird back in one of our birds back in the Super Bowl. But
there's a couple of them.
There's a few.
There actually is a few, yeah.
Oh dear Lord!
It's
oh my God, cat
and there's Pringles. But it's so. I just think that I think Kenneth Walker's going to be big for this game. I think he has to be. Because if you can get him going downhill, you're gonna have just a feast. I mean, I don't think anybody on that team outside of Christian Gonzalez against JSN is going to be a good matchup. If that's, I mean, I'm assuming that that's what they're going to do because that's their best corner against your best receiver.
They move him around a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so Gonzalez is gonna have to keep up. And today, honestly, on that first drive for the Broncos, he didn't really keep up well. So I'm a little bit concerned. I know Christian Gonzalez has good technique, but JSN is the best receiver in football right now. So
this cat is amazing. This cat just leaped 50 yards.
So I don't know if Gonzo can hold down JSN. But obviously I love Christian Gonzalez, former Duck. But
quack quack.
I think
quack quack baby.
Oh, there's Pringles again. But I think that in the end, I think your defense is too good. I think your roster, well, we know this. Your roster is way better than New England. Your coaching right now, I think, is on par with, and I like Vrabel a lot. He's a veteran, but your coaching right now is on par with New England. So that's kind of a wash. But your running game better. Your quarterback is kind of the same. I feel like it just depends, if what happens with both quarterbacks responding to pressure, because both quarterbacks under pressure are not great.
Pringles just nodded in agreement with you right there.
And but what I like the most is, I mean, you guys obviously have the better kicker. That might matter as much as
and better punter and way better punter.
It does matter in Super Bowl. That's how Philly lost in 22. Was friggin' our punter shanking a kick. So
we lost because of that. Bradbury and Jonathan Gannon being a coach, but go on.
Yeah, but giving up that field position to the Chiefs also late in that game was a backbreaker. But it's tough because I don't want to say I can't see a path for New England, but they've been bad in this postseason and they've been winning, so that they're playing bad football and still winning, which can be the sign of a good team. But you can't play bad football against Seattle and get away with it. You just can't. So I think that in the end, I think Darnold's gonna have a good game. I think Kenneth Walker's gonna have a good game. JSN's gonna have a good game. I think your defense is gonna be the toughest test. Now, listen, your defense overall finished lower than the defenses that Drake May has already faced in Denver, Chargers, and Houston, but your offense is better. Like Drake, the Patriots are winning these games because the offenses on the other side across that field suck. Plain and simple. Your offense is probably this season the best in football. So I mean, outside of maybe the Rams, but you just beat them tonight. So it sounds like I'm favoring Seattle by a landslide, but it's not going to be. I said 51 points, which I think it's going to be up towards the high 20s. I don't think it's going to be in the low 20s. I think that both these teams are too good this year. Drake May is an MVP candidate. Sam Darnold's been great this year. Your guys' offense is good. Drake May can pull touchdowns out of thin air, it seems like. So I don't think that it's going to be that low scoring. I would say still in the 20s. I don't think either team's going to hit 30. I can't see that. Both these defenses are pretty good. You know what? I'll stick within a. I said 5.5, but I was along the same line to scoop at 4.5. And point total. I think we're probably gonna see. I would say 28-23 Seattle.
All right, Shane, go ahead.
So, I think a lot of things about this game. I'll start with the coaching. I think these are two excellent coaches. and two fantastic offensive coordinators as well. It is kind of refreshing. For a long time it was like, it felt like offense dominated the league, but now we have two defensive head coaches in the Super Bowl. That's pretty cool.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. As a defensive guy, I quite enjoy that. But anyways, so but I think I really like Vrabel's kind of culture and the tone he sets. But as far as like schematics and having a good game plan, I trust McDonald a lot more.
Yeah.
So to me, just on an individual game basis, I kind of lean a little bit that way for that. But the bread and butter here is going to be, in my opinion, New England's offense versus Seattle's defense. Because you have an MVP candidate in Drake May, and like Brandon said, he's already gone up against really good defenses in the playoffs so far, and this it's no different here. But New England's offense is, especially lately, they have been very methodical, very conservative. And that's, this Seattle defense is built for that exactly.
Yeah.
They take away the first read. They disguise coverage really well pre-snap. They kind of force quarterbacks to hold on to the ball a little longer. In New England, offensively, they can't really stretch Seattle vertically that well.
No.
So it's, I think to beat Seattle, and we saw this tonight, like, you need to threaten the deep middle, the sidelines, just win outside consistently. And they don't, New England has not shown me that they can really do that.
Who do they really have besides Stephon Diggs?
Yeah,
Matt Collins doesn't really do it.
No,
and
Matt Collins not going to get open against that defense.
Yeah, and even Diggs is, he's past his prime.
Yeah, he's
now,
old.
So, oh, he's still good, but yeah. So, it's just like, and then, because the thing about New England is, and I said this a little bit earlier, and we've all kind of been saying this, it's like they're not super talented on offense. They just have a really good quarterback and a very good coordinator. And, let's be honest, they haven't played the toughest opponents throughout the season. But yeah, and so, and then on the other side, Seattle's offense I don't think they really need to do a whole lot. Like, because New England, I think, has a great back seven. But I really don't care for their front four outside of what's his name?
Milton Williams. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and especially if Landry is out, that's pretty big. We'll see.
2 weeks, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he plays, just as a fan of the game. But anyways, so yeah. Anyways, that being said, I'd say don't be surprised if JSN and AJ Barner and Cup just absolutely eat underneath. Kind of short little chunk plays here and there, and a good run game too. Because like you can't really blitz Seattle recklessly if you're New England here, because blitzing opens up guys underneath for passes. God. And and against a single high look, there's this guy named Rashid Shaheed on the outside who runs like 22 miles an hour. So good luck.
Great trade. One of the best trade deadline acquisitions we've seen.
And we thought it was a nothing burger at the time. We were like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't believe. Yeah, I can't believe it.
I mean, really, it's special teams where he's made the biggest difference. But
right, 100%.
And people have been saying it's like, well, he never gets the ball at receiver. It's like, yeah, but he also like stretches the defense so much vertically that it's, even though he's not getting the ball, he's still having an impact because
he's damn near like a decoy. Like he's an effective decoy.
Essentially. Because I mean, Shaheed, even though he's fast, he's not a great separator. Which sounds crazy, but it's true.
It's true. That was the case in New Orleans as well.
Yeah. So anyways, anyways, all I have to say, I mean, and then special teams, like you were saying, kicking's probably going to matter. And as it usually does, but I don't know. I'm not sure what the weather's supposed to be like. I mean, we'll find out, but
I will check.
Yeah, it's probably not out yet.
Well, it's 2 weeks out, so
yeah,
it's not 2 weeks out. I can give a preliminary.
Either way, we know it's not going to be snowing.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna say I think it's probably a little close early, but I think Seattle wins 28-17.
We are looking at Sunday the 8th, 68, partly cloudy.
Oh, perfect weather.
All right.
Fantastic. Okay. You guys have missed a key point here. And this is the reason the Seahawks win pretty clearly. It's not even a question. Funny enough, this brings me back to the last Super Bowl NBC covered. Ironically, the Rams beating the Bengals. The Bengals' offensive line died in the Super Bowl. Died. And Drake May, on record, you can look this up. I saw it earlier, is the most sacked quarterback in the postseason.
Hasn't he gotten sacked 5 times in each of the games?
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
At least 5, I think it is.
This offensive line will not sustain itself enough to win this game. It won't.
No.
It just won't. That's the game. That's it. That's the reason Seattle wins. That's it. Because they won't sustain. They can't sustain themselves.
Well, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about the defense, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in general, they cannot sustain themselves. You cannot the Patriots have had, quote, as you guys said, quote unquote, easier matchups, which is why it hasn't really mattered. But this offensive line is going to die. They're going to die. And Drake May is going to have to run for his life, and it's going to be bad. In fact, I think Leonard Williams wins Super Bowl MVP. I think he gets at least 3 to 4 sacks by himself.
Well, I don't know about that, but
I just don't. I'm being bold here. I'm being bold here, but guys, this is the exact Rams Bengals script the last time NBC did a Super Bowl. This is it. It's the same script.
So basically, what you're saying is you're going to do to them what we did to Kansas City last year.
Essentially, just
boat race them, run them out of the building.
Again, I'm still saying Seattle 31-21, but I think it's going to be close on the scoreboard, but it's not going to look close.
Yeah,
it's just not I cannot see Drake May if Drake May gets sacked only twice, New England wins this game. But I can't see that happening. I can't. I think he gets, as you said, Brandon. I think he gets boat raced. I really do. I think he's just going to have no time to do anything.
Look at him today.
It's part of the reason he hasn't played well in the last 2 games. He's been sacked 5 times in each of the 2 games.
He's been heated. And then Seattle has. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they have the best D line in the league all year. I think
Denver
at least
does.
over the last 2 months. Well, Denver and us, I guess, in the NFC side. But regardless,
Yeah.
I don't see how this offensive line survives. I really don't see it. I look at it and I'm reminded of the Bengals and what they did in that last NBC Super Bowl and how they couldn't do anything. And I get it, it's Aaron Donald, and obviously it's a lot. Aaron Donald is a special player, and we don't have that kind of caliber player here on Seattle. But as a unit, they're going to look like Aaron Donald. There's just no way that we've talked about this for years, since the inception of the show. An offensive line doesn't get fixed overnight. It doesn't get fixed in a week. It doesn't get fixed in 2 weeks. This offensive line is not going to get fixed in 2 weeks. They're not going to be able to figure it out. And so for that reason, Seattle wins this game 31-21. And bold prediction, Leonard Williams wins MVP. I think he gets at least 4 sacks. I just can't see it. I think that's the key. I think that's the only thing. Because if you and then guess what's going to happen this offseason? New England's going to dump even more money into their offensive line because they have cap room. They're going to dump even more money in it because because our show's not on Super Bowl Sunday. We always do it on Monday. I promise you all are going to come here and say New England's offensive line played one of the worst Super Bowl performances we've seen since that Rams Bengals game. I promise you.
And that's what's crazy.
I'm confident.
Is even though New England is in the Super Bowl right now, I still feel like they're sort of rebuilding.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it
Sort of.
feels like.
Sort of.
I would agree with you. At least
Yeah,
on offense.
Which
Because-
is crazy.
But because again, and I know Scoop has spearheaded this. I know Brandon spearheaded this. I know Shane's spearheaded this. Jesus Christ, I also can't speak. You guys have all said that, and rightfully so. We've seen this all year. This roster is not Super Bowl caliber.
It's not.
Seattle, in a normal year, this roster is not Super Bowl caliber. Seattle has a Super Bowl winning roster right now. They just do.
Like I know
Yeah.
I know it's a hypothetical, but if Bo Nix played today, the Denver wins that by about 2 or 3 scores.
I think so. I think it's tough. I still probably would have taken New England going in, but I think if you look at what the game was, yeah.
And Robert, I'm glad you brought up the defensive line because, as we always say, I mean, football is won from the inside out. From
Yeah,
the
it's with the
trenches.
trenches. 100%.
And that's
yeah.
why, with that old Seahawks defense, it was the secondary that everybody was talking about. And, Sherman and Cam Chancellor, whatever. There's a reason why on Sports Illustrated.
It's the D line.
Look who's on the cover, the front 4.
Yeah. And
You know what I mean?
that D line was pretty good. This one's miles better than that one. Miles better.
Yeah.
Miles better. I can't.
So,
I'm just saying, guys. NBC, guess what? You got the exact same game you got last time. It's the same game. I'm serious. It's exactly the same. It's probably going to play
Cooper
out
Kupp.
virtually the same. And Cooper Kupp again.
Oh yeah, I
guys,
forgot.
guys, this game is virtually the same as the last NBC one, and it's in California. Ironically,
I just realized
I just
I
can't
know
say-
and a second year quarterback on an MVP
Yep.
type season
I know
yeah, it's the
I
same
know this-
game, guys. It's
versus
the
a
same
veteran
game.
on a new team.
I know
Yeah.
this might not be possible, but we could be seeing a 2-time Super Bowl MVP in Cooper Kupp.
It might be
could.
possible. We could. I'm just saying.
That would be
NBC,
wild.
you're getting the same game. You're getting the same game, and I still think it's a 10-point game. But also, I'm going to be honest. It's really going to suck if this is a blowout. And I honestly feel like that's a possibility. Like, I think it's really going to suck if that's the case, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, ours was last year, but everybody was watching that game. So I don't think it'd be that bad. Would it?
I knew that was going to be a blowout last year, though.
Yeah, so did I.
My score prediction was 34-20. I was surprisingly close, but
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it was close because they got 2 garbage time scores.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish up.
They just wanted me to hit my parlay.
We are gonna. By the way, we are gonna do prop bet stuff, like not money based, but just the ESPN has a Pips game.
I'm down to gamble.
No. Okay, Brandon, the town, my friend, the town. Let's finish up with the town.
Oh, sorry.
No, what were you gonna say? Who was speaking there? What were you gonna say?
Me, but I don't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, gee,
You lost it that quick.
Whoa!
Happens to me all the time.
How do you lose it that quickly, man?
Oh boy, are we dealing with CTE?
Yeah.
But yeah, so the town, because I've been prefacing this for like over a week at this point, pretty much a week and a half. Yeah. So anytime, let me just say this first and foremost. Anytime you have a movie that's set in Boston, you can pretty much guarantee that 1 of 3 people are going to be in it. 1 or more than 3 people are going to be in it. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
This is a Ben Affleck movie. So I don't usually like Ben Affleck, but I remember this movie growing up. Everybody's like, "Oh, like this is probably one of his best performances," and I think it is too. Although it's also not hard for him because he grew up there, so like it's not hard to slip into a natural New Englander accent and all this different kind of stuff. But it's interesting that Wikipedia describes this as a neo-noir crime thriller. It's a crime thriller. I don't know about neo-noir. Some scenes maybe the way it's shot, but not really. I don't see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, but like I said, anytime we do a crime thriller, basically action thriller, anything like that, I'm all for it. This is my wheelhouse. This is my favorite kind of stuff. And it's crazy because it's stories like this have been told 1,000 times before, but this one actually takes inspiration from true events, from just literally the historical, the history of the actual place that it's talking about, which is Charlestown, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different that way. They kind of play off the whole, of it being in a Boston thing. It's weird though to kind of see, like, I know Jeremy Renner and Ben Affleck can pull off different roles. It's just weird to see them kind of play almost like a street thug. I don't know why that's so weird to me. Oh wait, where did Rob go?
He said he's bugging. He texted in the group chat.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
Either way.
keep going. I'm bugging.
Okay. We always have this at this point in the night. But
Better are tech bugging than us.
Then that was me.
I think the one interesting thing about this movie that I think is different from others of this genre is the girl at the bank and Ben Affleck's character, because that is not perfect, but that's one of the representations of Stockholm syndrome, and I think that that's really cool that they have a relationship like that in this movie, because you usually don't see that in movies like this. Usually the romantic relationship is outside of whatever crime they're committing, or it's two criminals that are lovers, like Bonnie and Clyde type stuff. So you don't really see that kind of relationship in a movie like this, which also complicates things in the movie, which I like. So it definitely muddies it up. And actually, there's multiple relationships in this movie, which is really interesting. Like I like that. Like this movie doesn't do too much like exploration into the relationships, but what it does do is show how just kind of messed up everyone is in this pretty much this square mile town. And it's really interesting just to see that, you know, it kind of takes different forms, but it's almost weird that this movie is supposed to be based on, you know, bank robbery and that place, Charlestown, being the bank robbery capital of the U.S.
Of the world. Screw the U.S.
But it's just interesting that it feels like this movie is less about that and just more about the relationships that surround it. And not just romantic relationships, but personal relationships between, you know, the four guys that, you know, because they said in the movie multiple times that we grew up together, we were friends, this is how we were raised, like this is all we know. And you always kind of get like the tropes of like the one guy, the main guy, wanting out and being pulled back in, but very rarely does it end on a happier note, I guess. And this one actually does, which is also a little bit different. There's a couple little twists in here that make it different than your average crime thriller, which makes the movie worth watching. But I can't help but like look at this movie, and not only is the cast great. I always talk about the cast in movies, but the cast is great for this because it's all established actors. Like it's not even like there's actors in this that weren't established by this point. They all pretty much were. But it's kind of it's I don't know what it is. Like I'm not a big Ben Affleck guy, but for some reason this is my favorite movie from him. I know that, you know, like Rob loves his Batman. You know,
he's my Batman. He's the first one I watched, so he'll always be my Batman.
You know, but I can't see him as Batman. That's when I think of Ben Affleck, I don't think of him as Batman. It's funny, I think of him as Daredevil.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
I think his Batman's overhated in my opinion.
It's massively
overhated. I don't think it's nearly as bad as people make it seem to be. But when I think of like Ben Affleck as a superhero,
I'm going to make a claim really quick, and I'm fairly confident about this. From what I've been hearing, I'm going to put it at 80%. Ben Affleck's Daredevil will be in Secret Wars. We will see him. I'm very confident that we will see him. I think if we don't see him, it'd be stupid.
He has to be. Like,
yeah.
Because when you think about it like that, well, this is a side topic, but it relates to the character or just the actor of this movie, is as a side to this, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, like it's a cult classic.
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
like I could watch. I mean, it's so 2003. It is just by every.
By the way, I forgot to interrupt. One of the architects of the MCU, Jon Favreau, is in this movie.
Oh yeah.
This is so technically everybody's like, "Oh, well, Iron Man was the start of the MCU." I'm like, "Is it?"
I just wait until like every show that I see.
Yeah, I'm like, is Iron Man the start of the MCU? Because I don't think so. I think it's Daredevil.
I honestly, the real start now is X-Men and Blade.
Well, yeah. But all those movies from around that early 2000s period. But
they count now. They're canon.
But it's like when I think of Ben Affleck, though, I don't think of him as Batman. I think of him as Daredevil. But I also think of him in this movie. And I mean, hell, they even did a commercial. I think, what was it, for the Super Bowl? Was it last year or the year before, where it was him and Matt Damon walking
Dunkin'
through
Donuts.
The Dunkin' commercial?
Donuts. Yeah, they do it every year.
So I love when you can do a movie, and of course Mark Wahlberg does this with his too. I love it when they can bring out their Bostonian side, because it's like, when they talk in interviews, you don't hear the accent, and because you're trained to kind of get rid of it and things like that over the years. They can do it effortlessly. They grew up around it. That's what they know. It's like
I
all
knew
of
New
the-
England. I knew New England was gonna win once you took a Boston movie today. I was like,
It's funny. I didn't expect to. I didn't even pick that thinking like that New England was going to win, obviously win today, or I didn't pick that going. I just like, you know what, I want to find a good movie, and I like the town, and I watched bits and pieces, but never the whole thing. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I did not cross my mind. I was like, oh well, okay, makes sense, perfect week to pick it.
and it's the week the Rip came out too, which is amazing. Or like the week after the Rip
Yeah,
came out.
this is definitely a Ben Affleck week apparently. So it's also just a shame that people will also know him from his marriage to J-Lo, but he's better than that.
I know him for other things.
Yeah, but people in the
I
people in
won't
the tabloid
discuss.
circles.
Before you continue, last Ben Affleck thing. Ben Affleck's and Matt Damon's press tour for the Rip is the single greatest press tour in the history of press tours.
They're basically best friends. Like,
No,
They
that,
are.
they are best friends. But the
Yeah.
thing is, with them, they have such a love for each other and for movies. Like they gushed about almost every movie. That they had this whole thing where they gushed about Sinners, and they did like, we love movies, and we're gonna show it to you.
they're roughly the same age, right?
Yeah. They
I think
grew up
Matt's
together.
like 2 years older. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. I'm being my two favorite press tours of all time is the Rip #1 and Spider-Man No Way Home #2. Those were the greatest press tours of press tours.
I just
Amazing.
not. No, go ahead.
And any press tour with Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, it's gold.
Oh yeah. Both of
They're
those
so
Avengers
chaotic.
press tours were amazing. Yeah. Anyway,
You know,
continue, Brandon.
I also kind of love how this movie has a little bit of a it's not too much, but a slight sports edge to it. You see the hockey rink a lot. You see in one scene Ben Affleck playing with a hockey stick.
The final battle is in freaking Fenway.
Fenway Park.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, I like how I like how like everything just seemed to come together this week. New England Patriots winning, Ben Affleck all over the place, sports in the Ben Affleck movie.
In Fenway Park.
And
Yeah.
not only that,
Iconic.
we got 2 John Hamm movies back to back.
Yeah, oh my God, we are in sync. Jesus, man.
It's like the Chandler Bing thing.
Yes.
Like yeah. It's like I just love. I mean, there are certain things about this movie that kind of piss me off a little bit. Is like the cops also by the end. Like I don't get how their faces are kind of plastered. Like all the cops know their faces and whatnot, but they're still able to walk around without their faces covered, like in a cop uniform, and nobody cares. Nobody seems to care. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
but you know what they look like. Like that's kind of a little bit, off. But I also think that if there's one thing I found weird about this, I don't know if it's just because I might have replayed the same scene twice or whatever it was, but it sounded weird to me, was when the character of Claire asks him if his parents are still around, and she asks him twice, I think, in this movie. Did anyone notice that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did
That's
she ask him
I-
twice when she already got an answer?
It's intentional. It's a Stockholm syndrome thing.
Yeah.
You said the
Is it
Stockholm
real?
syndrome. It's
Okay,
intentional. Yes.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
a general
yeah.
it's a general dating thing, but it's a Stockholm syndrome thing where you forget if you ask the question, so you ask it again and you probe.
Yeah.
So like for example, this is a dating thing. It's really any relationship thing, but it's like friendships even, but it's especially true for dating, which they got the dating stuff really right in this movie. Where so basically when you go on a first date with someone and they're like, they say something like that's a trauma in their lives, like parents. You ask them the first time on the first date, and then you're like, what did they go through? Like, you want to probe, but you're not going to
So it's
probe
like,
too hard.
Yeah, so we ask it again, bring it up again later.
Yeah, you're not going to probe too hard because you don't want them to like dislike you. But then by the second or third date, you're gonna be like, okay, tell me, like, push me.
That's because it caught me off guard at first. Now remember, I was watching this movie at like between both games today, so some parts kind of
No. It caught me off. Excuse me. It caught me off guard extremely heavily. And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, that makes a ton of sense. It's intentional.
Yeah. Now, I should have looked it up because I didn't know about this, but there is an alternate ending to the movie, and I want to look it up. I
saw that too.
Yeah, I didn't look at it what it was, but I heard that there was, and I want to look it up so I can watch it later. But I think the ending of this also just makes perfect sense. I just think that.
Oh my! Like holy crap! Sorry. The alternate ending for the town is a darker, fantastical conclusion where the protagonist is
don't spoil it. Damn it! I want to watch it.
Is killed by a minor character he previously wronged, rather than escaping to Florida.
Okay.
So yeah, I would have hated that. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. That. Oh, wait a minute. You know who probably would have killed him? Possibly the guy that got gun butted in the bank, the assistant manager.
It's
Probably.
the associates. It's the associates of Fergie, or whatever that guy's name.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense too.
I still would have hated it. I really would.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go back and see if I can find it because apparently they did shoot it. So I want to. It's on
YouTube. It's there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that. But yeah, that wouldn't have made sense. I think the theatrical version is fine.
Yeah.
I love pretty much everything about this movie. I love how none of the characters are morally right at all. And I just love how pretty much every character in this movie can go to jail for something. Or like, so it's like,
everybody can,
including
even
Claire because she lied to the police about their relationship,
including John Hamm's character because he oversteps and tries to take the guy.
He overstepped his boundaries. Yeah, that's actually illegal. Some of the things that he did, but I see. What throws me off is I know John Hamm is supposed to be an FBI agent. I wonder if it would have been interesting not to give him like a full-on Boston accent, but to give him like a slight one. I guess I think that might have helped a little bit because
the implication is that he's not from Boston.
I know that, but I'm just saying like I would just like it if John Hamm could just not play John Hamm in every movie, everything he does, and just for once in his career. Like, just please do something a little different, or hell, give him a Southern accent, give him a freaking Northeast but not Boston accent. Like, give him something. Like, instead of just like, oh, I don't look at him and think, oh, that's an FBI agent. I'm like, nope, John Hamm. John Hamm. Like every time I came on the screen, I'm like, oh, John Hamm is the FBI agent, not the character.
I forgot his name. I just thought of it as John Hamm.
Because it doesn't matter because it's John Hamm.
Yeah.
So you're
making me hungry for Taylor. You're making me hungry for Taylor Ham. God damn it!
Thank you for calling it what it should be. Thank you. God, I knew I picked a great group of people to do this show with. But yeah, this movie definitely one of my favorites. Definitely can watch it again. Definitely won't get bored of it. Like I said, just a couple of things I find fault with. But in the end, I mean, I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score. It has a 92%. For me, this is a 9 out of 10. I'm not going to say 9.5 because there's a couple of things I'm just like, it could have been done maybe a little bit better, and I kind of mentioned them. But I like the couple little twists, like in terms of the relationships. I like the little back and forth, the personal struggles between the characters that, usually other movies like this don't dig that deep into people's pasts. This one does. So yeah, I'm going to give it, if I could go in the middle, I wish I could give it like a 9.2 You know what?
Oh
Just
my
because.
God, we can't allow that.
Why
We
not?
Can't allow that.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
It hurts aggregate scoring.
What do you mean hurt? Doesn't hurt my head? No, because I'm gonna put it near the top and put it in my top 5 at the end of the year.
Okay, fine. 9.2. I'm gonna give you it. Take it.
Yeah, because I think
I give
9,
stuff
I think
92%. Why can't he do 9.2?
yeah.
I guess. Take it.
So yeah, you know what? I will agree with Rotten Tomatoes on this one. I will
got
give
you,
it a
Brandon.
9.2. So because you know why? I don't like it enough for it to be a 9.5 for it to be like crazy good. But 9 for me feels too low because I would go watch it. See, Pringles agrees.
Yeah. Woo!
So you know what? Yeah, you know what? For the first time and probably the only time ever, I'm gonna go right in the middle. I'm gonna say like a 9.2. I think
All
that's
right.
fine for me.
All right, Scoop. Your experience with the town.
Well, first off, thank you for sending me the link.
Oh, you're welcome.
Because I had set up to go and watch it, and I was going to watch the wrong movie because note to anybody who tries to watch this, make sure you look up. What?
No, it's just the screen. Your whole entire screen was just Pringle's eye.
I wish we could screenshot that and make that our background logo. Just Pringles.
Here, hold on, I'll pull it up on the YouTube.
Oh, that's incredible. But anyway, when I went to watch it the first time, I searched this town, not the town.
Oh my holy crap!
What movie were you watching?
Definitely not this one.
Yeah.
At least
What
not
the
at first,
hell
but,
is that movie?
Yeah, wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
What the hell did you do?
But anyway, so
All I can find is the British TV series. Are you sure you weren't watching that?
All I'm finding is the damn song by Niall Horn.
no, there's a
man.
better song by OAR. But in any event,
This is a TV show. What the hell, man?
Oh god.
Oh god, man.
anyways,
Oh crap! It's a comedy from 2020 about a petting zoo. What were you gonna watch?
What did you? Oh boy! I was gonna say, what did you think that we were picking for Championship Week? A petting zoo movie? Zootopia 2? Maybe.
A petting
I mean,
zoo is not something that a comedy movie should be about.
I mean, we watched freaking iRobot earlier this year, so I
It's
don't know.
not iRobot. It's not.
Oh,
Oh
my robot,
God!
my robot.
No,
Mr.
Jesus!
Robot, yeah.
Wild Robot. Golly.
Wild Robot, yeah. Sorry,
iRobot's a USA TV show. Scoop, help me, please.
Proper
Oh,
Will Smith
my-
movie, damn it!
Anyway, this was of the movies that I've seen. Definitely was the one that probably I recognize the most actors from. Not just Ben Affleck and John Hamm, obviously, but Blake Lively, Jeremy Renner, Rebecca Hall. So, excuse me, sorry. But again, I do enjoy crime. I can't talk with you up here. Can you please move? But I really enjoyed this movie. I haven't seen the book from which it was taken, so I would be curious to go back and read that and see if it impacts my take on the film. Okay, you're driving me nuts. But I appreciate like Brandon just said a lot more eloquently than I am right now. The sort of, did that just close my computer?
No, you're fine.
Jeez.
No.
No, okay,
God.
because I can no longer see you guys. No, don't turn on toggle keys. This is great. Oh, no,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
you can't bite me. Okay, nope, you can't bite me.
I love it. This whole pause is Scoop fighting Pringles nonstop.
I'm changing the title of the show. It's the Scoop Fights Pringles podcast.
Oh my god!
No, I get just my life on a 24/7 basis since the first week of October. But
Oh
no, but again,
my God.
again, I
Don't
echo a
bite
lot-
me. Don't
It's not.
bite
It's
me
not.
the
It's
butt.
not. It's not Sports Center with SVP for Scott Van Pelt. It's Sports Center with Scoop versus Pringles.
yeah,
That's it.
that's perfect.
It's the please don't bite me podcast.
Oh my god.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, too late. But
Too
I-
late. What about? Oh, jeez.
but
She is all up in the camera. Oh my god.
okay, I can see you guys now.
You can see
I'm
us.
not gonna
That
laugh.
was 3 minutes. That was 3 minutes of you trying to figure out how to see us.
I could not see you guys at all. But anyway, I don't even remember what I said. I don't think I said much of anything.
The movie.
But-
the
No,
movie.
you did not.
About the movie.
Continue. Go forward.
Go forward.
Forward.
But yeah, again, it's not the type of movie that I have seen like very frequently. Like I haven't seen a lot of like bank robberies where one of the heist people falls in love.
I thought
with
you said I haven't seen a lot of banks.
This is the best. Anyway,
I thought you said I haven't seen a lot of banks. That's like, do you live out of the booties or something?
I mean, I did growing up. That has nothing to do with it.
Oh my god! All right,
I don't
continue.
even know where to go from here.
No. But you were saying I haven't seen a lot of bank robbery movies.
Yeah, especially ones that involve somebody falling in love with one of the victimized or people on that side of it. So, I appreciate a movie that like I think Brandon said it well, where the relationships are present, but they don't it doesn't feel too central to the story or too central to the plot, where it doesn't feel like I'm just being taken on a chase of rom-com city, because this is obviously not anything close to that. But
It's the theme, not the plot itself.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
You know what? Actually, but it's funny too. There is some actually comedic moments in this movie that are really good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I don't know what a neo noir or however you phrase it.
I have no clue how to deal with that.
I don't know.
To be honest.
I don't know what that is, but I also wouldn't really know. And again, I know by far the least about genres and films of anybody here, but I wouldn't even really know how to classify this genre-wise for a film, because it feels like it takes hodgepodge elements of several different genres from the way that I interpreted it.
Yeah. How would you rate it, Scoop?
I'll go. Pardon me. Sorry. I'll go 7.5. And I think that it's probably the type of movie where I could rate it a little bit differently had I seen the book on which it was based or from which it was derived. But alas, I have not. So, but if we circle back to talk about this movie at some point, I will try and do that in advance, because I always try and do that. If I know there's a book and a movie connected, I always try and read the book first. So I would be curious to see if I see this film any differently, literally and figuratively, based on having that knowledge in my rearview mirror. But Brandon, I enjoyed this pick, especially once I figured out exactly what I was supposed to watch.
All right, Shane, go ahead.
Yeah. So
He doesn't even know where to go from here.
this was, I think, my third watch of this movie, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of good things here. I see. I mean, I don't fully agree with it, but the neo noir is kind of, it's supposed to be like describing. It's mostly for cinematography.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
camera shots where there's a very high light and dark contrast, and like in an urban setting, which there is a little bit of that in here, but it's a lot of there's a very consistent blue color palette, which you see a lot in like newer crime dramas, like in the show Ozark. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's like
I've seen
Yes.
bits and pieces.
Yeah.
that
Yes,
show
same
is
here.
very, very blue.
Yes.
It's the same sort of thing, but Boston, it feels very authentic in this movie. It almost feels like a character in the story. Like just the accents, the neighborhoods, and just because, I know you haven't, Robert, but Brandon, Scoop, have you guys been to Boston before?
I've been to Boston probably 20 times.
I
Okay.
wish. I never gone.
I've been.
Okay.
I've been to Fenway alone like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. So, I've been a few. But it's just,
I've been to the town. I've been to the town that they talk about here.
Charleston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know that it's like there's very much a unique kind of attitude they have there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's you only really notice it like when you're there, just in it. And this film very much captures that. It's like ingrained in the story. It's not just kind of there.
The Departed does that too.
A
Yes.
little bit, yeah. I would say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more I think about it, yeah.
Another movie that does it is Ted, which is kind of ironic.
Mark Wahlberg, baby. Mark
That's a-
Wahlberg.
That's a comedy, but
Gosh, I wonder why the bear literally like.
Have
the
you
bear
not
literally-
watched Ted?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I have. I've seen 1 and 2.
Good. Thank God. Okay.
We don't have to cover that in the
That-
pop culture pod.
You
that
don't have to
I'll
do
rewatch
that.
that film. I don't care.
that carries or that film has the the fun side of Boston. Anyways,
Let's
I,
smash the computer into 100 pieces and put it at the bottom of the river.
yeah, we gotta bury it in the harbor. Yeah, no, the
Oh God.
I
Let's
just
invade Poland.
What's the name of the voice actor who played
Seth
him?
Seth
MacFarlane.
MacFarlane.
He's a family guy.
MacFarlane.
Yeah, he's the one who does the fat guy from Family Guy.
there was.
The fat guy from Family Guy. Hold on. What, the,
I mean, you're not wrong.
What's his name?
what did you just say?
Not
Peter
Frank, I
Griffin. Are you,
Peter Griffin.
are you kidding me? It's Peter Griffin. Brandon almost swallowed his water.
Carol Lois, what the hell? Are you talking about?
I've never heard someone describe Peter as the fat guy from Family Guy. Oh my god, dude! What the hell?
He plays a lot more than just that character on the show, too.
I know, but he's the one with whom I associate him.
Oh,
The
my
fat
God.
guy. Are you kidding me, Scoop?
But
What?
yeah, Boston. Get back to
Go,
that.
go,
Yeah.
go. Oh my
Um,
God. Did you actually spit out your water? You were close.
I was close. I held that in so hard.
All right, Shane, continue.
I just still laugh about that. You don't mind that I smoke weed, right? I get migraines. Oh no, not at all. All right, I'm about to get a huge migraine in the parking lot in about 20 minutes.
Seth, we love your content. Please don't copyright
Anyways.
us for any reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So so aside from that, I really like the way that the robberies are directed, because they're very grounded and kind of focused on like drama and tension as opposed to just like being flashy and which for some movies, like in Ocean's 11, where it's supposed to be kind of more white collar crime.
Yeah.
I think it works for that, right? Because it's it's Vegas casinos. They're very fancy. They're wearing suits, But this movie, it's not really like that. But yeah, and I mean, there's great themes, and I think that's the biggest reason for like the whole love sub B plot. Just because even though that relationship feels a little convenient, it is it still does kind of demonstrate the themes really well of just like loyalty versus escape and it's just like I guess whether you can really outrun your past and
Yeah.
and I think it's good pacing. I think it balances the kind of the crime and the romance and just like the overall drama pretty well. And I think really, I mean, Affleck, I mean, he's a good, I don't think he's an amazing actor. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
But I think he's a great director. I think directing is, I think he's a much better director than he is writer.
Can I ask? Sorry, Brandon. What did you say?
I said those that can't do teach.
Yeah.
Shane, do you mind if I interrupt and ask you a question?
No, go ahead.
For a movie like that, and I know you've had some experience with that, what is it like directing a movie you're in? How is that different? Is it different in any way?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's because when you are when you as a director, your focus is on the whole picture, literally. But as an actor, you're very much, how do I fit into this? And that's not a knock on actors. It's just that's the mentality you have to have to do your job as well as you can. So it is a little, because I like to, if I'm directing, I like to be, off camera while the cinematographer is doing his thing, and I'm like watching the video monitor as the scene's playing out, and then I can go, okay, let's adjust this camera move. Let's do that a little quicker, and then let's push in here, and then I can like talk to the actors. Okay, hey, yeah, why don't we try this? But as an actor, it's like if you're in the scene, you have to stop. Okay, let me watch that back, and then like take yourself out of it and just see yourself as a character in it, even though it's just, yeah, it's weird.
You're more of a perfectionist when you're doing both, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's to an extent. That's why I don't mind directing, I don't mind acting, but I don't like to do both at the same time.
Which is what makes it. Which is what makes this movie so impressive to me.
Yeah.
Is being able to be a lead, like a lead, and direct is insane.
Because I don't mind having like. I mean, usually if I'm directing, I'll have like a scene where I'm just an extra or something. Like that's one thing. Or like in our Wiffle Ball mockumentary, I was just in the one scene as the asshole video producer, like that's whatever, that's fun. But then for the rest of it, I was behind the camera and do it. So but yeah, it's interesting though, like a lot of these guys that are like actor / director or women, I feel like most of them are better as directors than actors. I mean, that's the case for Ben Affleck. Ron Howard, Greta Gerwig.
I love Greta. I love
Yeah.
that movie.
As an actress, as a director, phenomenal. Rob Reiner, rest in peace. You know, I mean, the list goes on. Martin Scorsese. Anyways,
Jesus.
so Quentin Tarantino.
Jesus.
That's true. Look it up. But in any case, I'm getting off on a tangent. Also, Jeremy Renner. It's great. I think this and Hurt Locker are probably his two best performances.
Okay, do you think he's a good Hawkeye after watching those two films?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I've seen a lot of his movies, probably almost all of them, and he really has incredible range.
Yeah.
Like it's not as much like the types of characters he plays, but his emotional range within those characters is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's, I mean, you see that here. I think he's very, you know, he's kind of unpredictable, but like, you know, in a kind of a scary way, but he's also like loyal, and you know, he's very much I think kind of like the emotional center,
Emotional core in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And in a way, that's to me almost like one of the drawbacks of this movie is just that. Well, I mean, okay, first of all, I've seen a lot of heist movies like Heat, Point Break.
And those are good movies too.
Yeah, and it kind of follows the same like formula of those, you know. So a lot of the like actual story beats are kind of predictable. It's more so like the themes where it's more unique. So that's not really like a negative. It's just kind of like a meh. But the one thing that, and it's not like a bad thing necessarily, but it just kind of is like, I don't know, is that Jeremy Renner's character, I can't remember the name, Jem, is, you know, his arc and just his character in general is far more compelling than Doug, the main guy. So,
Okay, that is fair.
you know, and when your protagonist is overshadowed by a secondary character, it's not exactly the best thing, unless it's like, unless it's, you know, Robin Williams as the genie. Like that's different because that character's supposed to be just like crazy and just, you know, in a good way, obviously, but and just bigger than life, but that's a fantasy movie about the genie that comes out of a lamp. This is this is supposed to be a realistic movie about, you know, crime. So overall, though, I'd give it an A-. I really enjoy this movie. I kind of forget about it, to be honest. I don't know why.
It's just literally in my face now on Extra right now. After the broadcast of the game on Fox 5. They're showing clips from the rip.
Yeah.
I'm just inundated with it now.
Yeah, and I just love the heist genre. Like between this, Heat, Point Break, Ocean's 11, Baby Driver. There's just, I mean, the list goes on, but
Yeah.
there's so many good ones. So,
Excuse
anyways.
me.
You're
Oh my
excused.
god. I'm gonna hate myself for this. Bank robbers and bank robberies. I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Great. This is great.
Whoa! Wait a minute! Whoa!
FBI. He
We
doesn't
have all
mean that.
lost our
I'm
freaking
about to point you out like LeBron James did. Be like, hey, over here.
I'm saying that for comedic effect, obviously. I love it in these two instances. Two primary instances. Movies, put it in front of me. Because here's the thing with movies with bank robbers and bank robberies, you can get in the action right away. Your first thing is a bank robbery.
It's like a sweet spot. You just love it.
It's just immediate. It's right in your face. It's great. And then obviously
And he loves to play Payday.
And Payday's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
so then this brings me to another thing with bank robberies. One, you all look goofy wearing masks. You all are stupid. Like, honestly, like, what? You're
not going to get away with it.
You're not going to get... Okay, let me put on a nun mask and think I'm going to get away with this. Are you kidding me? Are you that idiotic? Hey, let's go to Spirit Halloween and buy a freaking mask so we can rob people. You all are idiots. Every time this is my real point. Every time I watch a bank robbery video, movie, whatever, play Payday, I laugh my ass off. Because I realize how stupid these people are. It is the dumbest crime you could ever possibly commit.
You still have to think about it this way. You still have to conceal your face with something because you don't want to get caught on the camera. But do it with a motorcycle mask, like an all black motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, what are we?
Or a ski mask or something.
Yeah,
what are we doing? And again, with a bank robbery, right? And I get it, the economy's in a bad place. I know it's kind of a weird place to put this, but stick with me here.
We're about to resort to this because the economy sucks so bad. That's not the point.
No. Listen, honestly, there are so many ways to make money that robbing a bank, and I understand it's millions of dollars and it's all this. It sounds like the dumbest idea on planet Earth in terms of a crime. Genuinely, in my 100% 100% opinion, I think it's the dumbest crime you can commit. I genuinely think it's the dumbest possible thing you can do. Because, number one, the planning is ridiculous. You have to plan everything. Getaway car, what mask am I going to wear, how am I going to interrogate the hostages? And then, if all goes to crap, guess what? SWAT is in front of you. How am I supposed to freaking deal with that? It's genuinely one of the dumbest crimes you can commit. In my opinion, my humble opinion, again, I said that first part as a joke for a reason. Don't aggregate me on that, please. That's not my intended point of doing that. Regardless, I genuinely think it's one of the dumbest possible crimes you can commit, and I think it's hilarious because of the mask thing. Why? Hey, let's become a nun and walk into this bank and try to get money. It's hilarious to me. It's hilariously stupid. But that being said, I think it just hooks me because the guaranteed way you start a movie like that is you start with the bank robbery, and it just hooks you immediately. You're immediately hooked. You're hooked with the characters. You're hooked with the hostages. You're hooked with the environment, the police, this, that, and the other.
No, didn't the Dark Knight start like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It hooks you. It's literally just a hook thing.
Whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
we have to make Scoop watch. We have to make Scoop watch The Dark Knight.
Off season pop culture pod. Absolutely, we're watching The Dark Knight.
It is. We don't have it in our Nolan thing because it's separate. Anyway,
What's on Nolan thing?
Christopher Nolan movie list that we have.
I don't know. I got these scars.
Anyway, so again, it's just a great way to start a movie because it hooks you, and then you have the emotional element. And then one of my favorite parts about these kind of movies, even if it's in the background, there's always a moment where, it's cops versus the robbers. And in this movie, it's done beautifully. It's the last few minutes. It's I love Jeremy Renner. He's just fuck you, and he's just. It's that's just brilliant. I was this is amazing. He's just fuck you. I was bro, this is great. This is just brilliant. This is just amazing. So it's those pieces. Bank robberies to me, and this is why I think they're funny. It's because you know that a crime is bad when you can open a movie with it. That's when you know a crime is stupid.
You can
That's
open,
when you know-
open a movie with any crime, couldn't you?
You could, but bank robberies to me are especially stupid in a lot of different ways. Anyway, but it's just it's that, and then obviously the relationship piece of that connection that, as you said, I didn't think of it as Stockholm syndrome, but I think it's absolutely true. But again, you open with
what's funny, it's not the only relationship he has in this movie. He also has the love,
The one with
versus
Blake
lust
Lively.
relationship with Blake Lively's character, with
Right.
literally his best friend's sister.
Yeah.
So, that's how messed up this movie is.
It's so messed up. The decision making is awful, which, again, bank robbers, what do you expect? I just proved to you why it's one of the worst possible crimes you can commit in a lot of different ways, which is why I started it this way, because I thought it'd be funny, which it landed, so I'm happy. But, so, overall, though, you have this emotional core throughout this movie and this emotional ride that's tense, but not tense in a very heavy way, like some other movies are that we did, like September 5, for instance. Just
Oh my goodness.
really emotionally heavy. It's not really like that, although I still felt it. And yeah, Brandon, I'm buying this on Blu-ray the first chance I go to the store where I get Blu-rays, because this is a movie I need in my collection. I love this movie. I'm just a big heist movie guy. I gotta watch more heist movies.
That's why anything that's crime, thriller, action, heist, I'm all for it.
It's just it's just fun. And I'll be honest, guns in movies are fun. Just the way they use guns.
They are.
It can be hilarious. It can be serious. The guns is an emotional tool. It's just such a fascinating approach. Shane, do you have any thoughts on that? Taking an object like a gun and using it as an emotional core kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it can. Well, depends on the movie, obviously. I think for me, it's a lot about and this is something that we were taught in screenwriting classes. It's not, okay, is there a gun or not? It's why is it there?
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why I like guns in movies so much, because that why can be so many different things.
Because there are a lot of times where it's okay, that was unnecessary. But then there can be a time where it's kind of a, I think a great example of a movie having, using a gun in a very purposeful way is in The Place Beyond the Pines, which we did 3 years ago.
Oh, it's been that long already?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
That was
I know.
season 1.
But because in that they have a whole debate. It's when he is about to go to his first robbery, he's like, I want to take a gun with me. And then the other guy, he's like, no, you don't. I never liked guns. You don't need one. And then they have this back and forth about it. Then he takes one, and it's, he has a lot of power with this thing, but he doesn't use it. It's just for intimidation.
Right.
So you're like, okay. But then, spoilers, scoop. But then, that gun is the thing that ends up getting him killed.
Right.
Because, Bradley Cooper's police officer sees him with it, thinks he's shooting at him, so then shoots him. And then,
Right. Yeah.
So that's that's one example of, it's okay, why is it in here? Not only thematically, but also just, from a plot standpoint. It's not just oh yeah, I'm going to go rob a bank with a gun. Oh yeah, because that's what people do. It's no, there's an intent behind this.
Yeah.
And it's yeah.
Yeah, for me to add on to that, specifically a gun to me for a lot of the movies that we've watched, it has, because, and this is because of what guns are in our culture. Guns have this significance of, guess what? If I shoot you with a gun, you're going to die. Essentially, or almost. Most, it depends on the situation. But if I shoot you in the temple with a gun, you're dead. So it has this a gun signifies life or death to most people. Yeah. I'm running for my life. So you're signifying it. And that, with that signification, obviously culturally, but for pop culture, for these purposes, that signification holds weight. And how you use that weight in a film and thematically, as Shane's saying, matters. And so that's why I like guns in movies. It doesn't matter about how I feel about them outside. And for me, it's like, if you have a gun, know how to use it in real life. If you're like safety, right? Duh. As Shane and I have talked about over the years. But in movies, that life or death thought that you have when you see a gun sitting somewhere, that feeling carries over to a film, and then you can build off that. You can do something with that. And so for me, that's why I love guns in movies, because it is the object for me, at least for the movies that I watch, that has that kind of thematic significance in different ways. And so that's also part of it. It's like guns, violence. Why do these things exist? Why is it in the film? Why is it there, as Shane said? And so that's part of the reason I like action movies, because there's different ways to use violence and guns and physical fighting. There's different ways to use it. And again, Brandon too, like there's that one scene where they're fighting each other by that fence, the two main characters. Like there's a gun involved, but they resort to just fisticuffs essentially. Hey, we're going to hockey fight.
You know what's good about the very end of that scene too? As they're basically talking it out once they're done fighting and they kind of come to a realization, he's like he basically says to Jeremy Renner's character, he's basically like the only way you're gonna get me to stay or stop whatever it is, you gotta shoot me in the back.
Yeah, like he did the previous guy. Yeah. 100%. But yeah, I was gonna give this a 10. I think 9.5 is the right spot. So I'm going to leave it there. Last thing, Scoop, Brandon, how did you guys handle the snow? Are you like, what's your deal here before we go?
I'll let Scoop handle it first because I've talked enough tonight.
Okay, so I haven't been outside, but just from what I can see from our kind of porch-ish front lights, we got about, I would say, 9-10 inches of snow. We're slated to get about another 6 to 8 going into tomorrow. So we're going to get somewhere around 1 foot to 1.5 foot in total, which is not great. This is part of why I moved to Mississippi. What's important is, everybody's safe. A lot of things closed tomorrow. I'm pretty sure my mom is going to do her work, or at least most of her work, from remote or virtual. So, which is good. I think that was a good decision by their office, and that's just it. So, I have a lot of friends and loved ones down in Jackson who are dealing with ice right now, who are just kind of trying to navigate what's definitely a fairly, I think, uncommon, is putting it mildly, set of circumstances for that part of the country. So just hoping and praying that everybody, from whether it's up here in Rochester, everybody that I still am close with down in Jersey, my family up and down the Mid-Atlantic, and then of course all my people down in the Southeast. Just praying for everybody, because everybody's getting hit differently. And I hope that we can just in a couple of days, hopefully that people's wherever people are started to kind of neutralize and get back to at least a little bit more comfortable weather, because obviously this is major disorientation to people's livelihoods and obviously threat to people's safety if they're forced to go out amongst these conditions.
Yeah. Brandon, what's happening in your neck of the woods, as they say on the Today Show?
So, surprisingly, we originally they said the middle of this past week, they said, oh yeah, gear up for 16, 17, 18 inches. I'm like the last time Jersey got that was like 30 years ago. That's not happening.
Your local stations do so much wrong, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's so inaccurate. Even now, like the latest weather thing now just said, oh yeah, like from Central Jersey to South Jersey, oh they got 8 to 12. Then from around Perth Amboy on up, which is about an hour south of me, from Perth Amboy on up is 12 plus. I'm like, we did not get over a foot. We probably with the freezing rain, we probably got about, I would say 11 inches, close to it. We got probably about 10 or 11. And then overnight, we're supposed to get like another quick snow shower that could dump about another inch on us. So we might get a foot by the time it's all said and done, because we still have to see. But the heaviest part of the snow stopped around 5 o'clock, and then it turned into freezing rain, which is actually even worse, because when that stuff hits, it's more slick. And it adds a top layer over the snow, which makes it ridiculous to move around in, drive, walk, whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know what most people are doing tomorrow for work. I mean, because I'm essential, but I would assume that by the time I go to work, that I'll be at least dug out enough to go. But if the roads are still covered like they are now, I'm just not going to go. I don't care that I live 5 minutes away. Like, I still have to go up and down hills to get there, and that's not safe to drive in.
That's not safe to drive or walk in, as you said.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not fun, but we're all right. The crazy thing is the power still could go out at any time, because we're getting another snow shower like early this morning. I think we're supposed to get another one, but another hour or two here, we might get a quick snow shower. So we might get more dumped on us real quick. But other than that, I mean, we're okay. Everybody's good. Everybody's breaking their back shoveling. I mean, I usually shovel, but not in this weather. Like, I have to like my grandfather just hired a crew to come dig us out, because one person can't clean out our whole driveway. It's too big. Like the driveway sidewalk, the side of my house is too long, too much. It's too much snow to do it. Like if it was 6 inches, if it was 6 inches or less, I can do it myself. But anything more than that, I can't. And then it's about 10 inches out there, so that's not happening. But I mean, listen, everybody's good. Power hasn't gone out yet, thank God. Everybody. What was crazy though in this area, and I feel bad. They said over about it came on the news at about 5-6 o'clock. They said that because of the snow, 6 people actually died in New York City.
Oh my God, that's awful.
So
that's awful.
Yeah. So it was nuts. I know in the city they got hit pretty hard. We're not too far from the city, and so we did get hit hard, but we're kind of in an area where we don't get as much snow as other areas get. So luckily, like if you go about a half hour north of where I am, so if you go or half hour, 45 minutes, if you go up towards like Ramsey, which is like the most like northern point in Jersey, they got well over a foot. They got like 14, 15 inches.
The thing you can pray for, Brandon, is that MetLife Stadium gets demolished by the snow and they have to rebuild that.
Oh no! I pray to God every day something takes that dump out. But if there's one thing about Jersey, is our weather crews are actually pretty good around here, because we're used to the cold winters in the Northeast. You have to be when you live in the Northeast, obviously. So they get everybody cleared out. The only problem was I was laughing a little bit because the snowplow driving on the street when the snow was still coming down pretty hard. The snowplow is driving down the street. Only problem is it's pushing the snow back towards the parked cars. So everybody's parked car is like halfway under the snow. I'm like, so the snowplow is solving the road issue, but people aren't able to drive tomorrow because you can bury them. So, I mean, all right.
Counterproductive.
But you know what? But you know what? It's not bad. We made it through the worst of it. We might get another shower, but I think we'll be okay. So hopefully, if tomorrow's not bad, I can maybe go to work, and I should have an easy night because nobody will be there because it's all that snow and ice on the ground. But I think we're okay. I think we're doing okay.
Dude, when I worked retail and we had crazy snow, there were people who drove from 2 hours out of town just to come to our store in the snow. Like, it was ridiculous. I'm not joking. Dude, it was, but like the like roads were closed and like
just run into the wall.
Did your cat just run into a wall?
Yes.
Your cat is concussed, has CTE, is a demon. I don't know. That cat is wild. No, but we've had people like go from out of town in the snow, like just to get shoes.
I guarantee tomorrow, if I go to work tomorrow night, I guarantee there's going to be people walking in shorts and a tank top, like a local crackhead walking in there at like 9 o'clock at night. Like, why are you here, bro? Do you not see the snow and ice, and it's about 5 degrees outside? Like, okay, sure.
Actually, I'll tack on one more thing earlier that I was talking to a friend of mine from Shoe, and they were saying, "Are you staying warm?" And I had a fan blowing on me and a nice coffee in my hand. So yes, I was
that's staying warm. That's staying warm. Yeah, prayers to everyone. It's a tough one out there. Hope you guys are safe as well as we go through the next few days. Last thing, kind of a fun thing. The planes that fly during the national anthem. This is kind of a weird side topic. The planes I just forgot to mention it earlier. The planes that fly for the national anthem for the Seahawks for the game today, they were flying above my house training. And I heard them. I didn't see it, but they were flying above my house training because Plain Field in Everett is right there. And so they come through here in Linwood. So they were literally flying overhead during the AFC title game. I didn't go outside and look, but because they go fast, but they were above my house for a majority of the afternoon training, which is pretty cool. And it's a local Washington crew, obviously, which is pretty awesome. So
See over there, you guys see the jets overhead. Over here, we see the planes flying to Newark Airport that almost graze the top of our house because they're flying so damn low.
I thought you were gonna say the only jets you see is the New York Jets throwing 4 interceptions in a game. But,
the only jets we see are Sam Darnold's ghosts.
Hopefully not in 2 weeks. But there we go. That's our show. Thank you for spending the night with us, really. I know a lot of you going through the snowstorm on the East Coast are probably bored and just stumbled across our show. So we thank you for that. We will see you on Sunday for the Senior Bowl. I think it's a 2:30 p.m. Eastern start, I believe. So we'll see you for our Super Bowl celebration. And then we're going to double up. We're going to have Sunday will be our awards. We have a lot of fun awards planned, different stuff.
You said Sunday twice.
Saturday is Senior Bowl. Sunday is awards.
There you go.
My apologies. But yeah, we'll see you next weekend for that kind of celebration weekend of the NFL season. We'll see you then. For Shane, for Scoop, for Brandon, for myself. I guess we can say it. Shane and I can say it. Go Hawks. Let's go get another ring, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go get another ring, baby. Let's go get another ring.
All right. We'll get revenge for last time.
Get revenge for last
Patriots.
time.
Yeah.
Fellas, group.
Run the ball at the 1 yard line, please.
I was just gonna say if we are back talking about the Pats winning because you guys didn't run the ball again, I'm gonna freaking blow smoke out my ears.
Oh, absolutely.
You're gonna be mad?
Oh,
yeah.
Wait for us.
It ain't gonna be Scoop. It's gonna be you two.
We're gonna blow a gasket here. But yeah, we'll see you on Saturday. Peace out, everybody.
Have a good morning, y'all.
See you.